another edition of the NERDWatch podcast. I, of course, am G Money here on another lovely Tuesday evening, although just a couple of days before Thanksgiving. And yes, Thanksgiving indoors is what we're talking about this year, without family, without friends, because if not, we're all going to die in the apocalypse. Anyway, let's get right to it, shall we? Let me introduce my crew this evening. Excuse me. Goodness, I thought it was this afternoon. I wish. Anyway, starting off with this guy right here. This guy is he's one of my favorites, maybe. He is the producer, seducer. He is also the man who is responsible for fixing all my Nerf guns. He is currently playing World of Warcraft Shadowlands. I can't wait to he tells me how crappy that movie or that game's gonna be. Ladies and gentlemen, say what's up to the only one that we know, Kai. He's in the house. All right. Now, I know I got Kai in the house, but I just want everybody to know that you guys can watch us exclusively on Facebook at facebook.com/NERDWatch. You can watch us on YouTube at NERDWatch Nation. And now NERDWatch has its own Twitch account. It's at NERDWatch 808 on Twitch. At NERDWatch 808 on Twitch. Make sure you tell your friends, tell your neighbors, let them all know that's where NERDWatch is going to be. Anyway, also joining us this evening, this next guy, he's another one of these guys that I kind of like. He is our gaming guru. He is also the master of card tricks, and to make birds disappear, we found out last week, he puts them in his pants. Ladies and gentlemen, say what's up to the man we call Phormat.
Ew.
Hey, America and beyond.
Yeah. He's here. The man.
Don't mind me.
I'm curious how long they can stay in your pants, though. That's what I'm curious about. Anyway, also joining us this evening. It's got to be a while. Boys and girls, this is always one of my favorite intros. So let's do it, shall we? He is the comic book artist extraordinaire. He is also the creator of Disco Thunder Groove Ball, Hawk Thunder, and of course, Kukui Project. Ladies and gentlemen, please show some love for the man who's got pogs coming out of his ear holes. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Todd Bernardi! Yeah. Hey, Todd, you may want to unmute yourself. That might help.
Did you mute me? I can't believe you
muted yourself. You muted yourself, you weirdo.
I love the sound of my voice. I would never
mute
myself.
All right. Also, joining us this evening, this man, this super man is our Dark Knight. He is 1/3 of the Trinity. He flies around Wailuku town fighting crime in his cape, his cowl, and his utility belt filled with goodies. Not what kind of goodies, I don't know, but he'll tell us later. He is also our punk rock superstar and our horror aficionado. Please, show some reverence. Give this man some love. We like to call him Gannon!
That's not what my nameplate says.
No, it's not. I'm not going to say your nameplate, you bastard. Anyway, last but certainly not least, if this guy could be any more leaky, he'd be a doctor at it. Boys and girls, he is the godfather of comic books. He is the chairman of the comic book board. He is the sinister minister of Maui Comic-Con and the self-proclaimed comic master. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the freaky one, the leaky one, and the doggone deaky one. It's Dr. Freaky Daddy Leaky. Alika's in the house. Thanks for joining us. Anyway, boys and girls, we are here this evening. If you guys have any questions, comments, please put them up in the chat because we can definitely see them now, which is really nice.
We can hear them now?
Yeah, we can hear them and see them now. You guys can put your comments in chat on Facebook, YouTube,
Comments.
or of course on Twitch. Our new Twitch is NERDWatch 808. That's NERDWatch 808. Like us at Twitch so we can get our fans rolling on there as well. And of course, every Tuesday night we talk about what's cool, what's hot, and what's happening in the world of nerd culture. I had to mute Kai again because I hear nothing but feedback. But anyway, let's get right to it, shall we? Because before we start anything else on this program, Todd, see, Kai can hear. That's all I can hear, Kai. We have to find out every single Wednesday, new Comic Book Wednesday. Because of COVID, of course, comic books are backed up, but that does not mean, ladies and gentlemen, that there is no comics. So let's find out what's new this week in the world of the comic books.
Well,
what do we got, Alika?
In the world of comic books is President Trump finally conceded, so that's great for the nation.
Actually, he didn't concede, but we'll get into that later. That's totally
because he's an idiot, but whatever. Angel and Spike number 16. Chew number 5. That one's for Todderick. Colonel Weird Cosmogog number 204. Conan the Barbarian number 16. Daredevil number 24. Dr. Doom number 9. Dune House Atreides number 2.
Ooh.
Excalibur number 15. Extra Swords crossover.
Nice.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier number 5 of 5. Oh, didn't realize that was so far along. Fantastic Four Antithesis number 404. That's the Neil Adams Fantastic Four series.
What is the antithesis of Fantastic Four?
I haven't been reading it, to be honest with you. I don't know.
Would that be like the Fantastic 2 or the 1?
I don't think numbers can have antitheses unless they're like negative numbers, maybe.
First of all, let me correct you. It's antitheses.
Like that.
Oh, antitheses?
Antithesis. Yes, antitheses.
Hey, why don't you antitheses these nuts?
All right, what else is on that list?
I'm not going to be into that.
Oh, by the way, big shout out to Jennifer who's watching. Jennifer, thank you so much. Aloha.
What's up, Jennifer? Thank you again for donating all those pops. We're gonna, once I get them all sorted and organized.
Whoa, donating pops. What the hell, Jen? I mean, seriously.
And somebody else actually donated a large box of pops too. So I'm gonna get them all organized, and we're gonna do a pop auction to benefit the Maui Comic Con. But it might take me a while because I don't know anything about pops. So,
or what you would call a poption.
Hey, Greg,
no.
Friends with girls without creeping them out.
What's that?
I am so glad we can't hear Gannon well.
I know. What's up with that? I can barely hear him.
Yeah.
He's trying to make fun of me. Jennifer once again said no problem.
She's great. She's awesome.
Yeah.
And we also got some more donations all on the, I think, recommendation of the Maui Pop Hui run by those fine people with Aloha Funko. So thanks again. So Maestro number 4 or 5 is coming out. Maestro being Future Hulk. He's got like the Uncle Phil haircut. He's got like bald on top with a beard. He's not as cool as Uncle Phil though.
Nice.
Marvel number 2 of 6. That's another continuation of the Alex Ross Marvel series.
Is it Marvel?
No, not Marvel. Not the Peter David series.
Got me excited, baby.
Terrible. That was just awful. An awful chapter in comics history. Let's call it that.
I want every single issue.
I got a couple for you.
All right, sweet.
Can't promise I didn't wipe my ass with them first.
Gannon commented in the Facebook chat, said, "Can y'all really not hear me?" Yeah, it's weird. You may want to. Unplug.
Quiet, Gannon. You need to
you sound like you're talking. Yeah, you sound like you're talking on your. There you go. Now you sound a little better. Good, excellent.
Marvel Action Chillers number 2. That's actually it's Marvel characters, but published by IDW. It's like a kids geared book, and the main characters so far are Ironheart and Doctor Strange. So it's a pretty interesting story. So people are really enjoying it. Kind of a surprise hit Marvel story, not published by Marvel.
Nice.
I heard the title and was thinking it was like a new juice box thing.
Hey,
Marvel Killers.
they could double market it.
Marvel Killers in your grocer's freezer.
But all those Marvel action books on IDW are geared towards younger readers, so it's actually pretty cool. I mean, most comics should be, but you know how it is. Mega Man, fully charged, number
Sometimes
4.
you get ones like Marvel.
Yeah,
Hey,
Marvel. That's not
knock it off. Marvel is fantastic. Shut your mouth.
Mirka and Dolfo, Unsacred, Volume 2, number 1. That's a pretty long title.
Mirka and Dolfo?
Mirka and Dolfo, the artist.
Oh, okay.
These are all fake names. These are all fake names. Last week we had like Peach Mochaccino, and then we had some guy, another guy.
I think you're talking about Peach Momoko, by the way.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we
Yes,
you sound fantastic now.
Sufficiently loud.
I smell fantastic.
Yeah, you smell I can smell you through the microphone.
All right.
This is why girls aren't friends with you.
That's not even possible. Monstrous Talk Stories, number 1, showing their Hawaii roots right there.
I'll take that.
I bet you would.
Yeah. First of all, it's roots. Okay, brah?
Sure.
Okay.
You sound like Cartman when you say brah.
Brah. Hey, brah.
You sound like when Eric Cartman was trying to be Dog the Bounty Hunter whenever you say brah. It's awesome. Power Pack, number 1 of 5.
Oh, wow.
Oh. The pack is back.
Rick and Morty, Ever After, number 2.
Boo.
Rick and Morty presents Jaguar, number 1. Jaguar, that's Danny Trejo's character on Rick and Morty. I'm in for that.
I'm down with that.
It looks just
that's
like
the same thing that Paul Rudd wears in Anchorman. Sex Jaguar?
Yeah, sex Jaguar. The stuff that makes everyone nauseous.
No, Paul Rudd is a sex jaguar.
Oh, he is a sex. Oh, that's right. He is a sex Jaguar. He wears Sex Panther.
No. Right.
No.
Sexual panther.
Right.
Never mind.
Sex Panther.
Savage Dragon, number 254.
Wow.
254 issues
Shang-Chi.
in, and he's still savage.
Shang-Chi.
You're so savage.
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi, number 3 of 5.
Nice.
Props to, I think they wrapped filming.
They did. They did.
And Daniel Destin both made posts on their socials.
Yeah, Daniel
Nice.
emailed me and told me that a couple weeks ago they ended up finishing.
He didn't tell you nothing. You don't talk to that guy. Stop.
First of all, we email back and forth, by the way.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Well, you want me to email him and ask him?
Where is it? Yeah, and he'll flag your stuff as spam.
No, he doesn't. So we emailed. He said he's wrapped up. And he says he's really tired. So yeah.
The other day I got an email from Aku and Samurai Jack. It was kind
You
of
guys are jackasses. Frick you guys.
All right, Snake Eyes Dead Game, number 3 of 6. That's the Rob Liefeld Snake Eyes kind of. Thing.
Yes. Pouches on pouches.
Got to get that.
Spawn issue 312 is coming out.
Spawn.
Star Wars Adventures, number 2. That's the IDW published kids version of Star Wars.
Right.
Sexy.
Centered on the sequel trilogy timeline. I think Ray's featured in this series.
Oh, sweet. So what you're saying is to avoid it. Got it. Thanks.
No, it's not what I said.
That's what it sounded like.
Judging by what you just said, I would guess you're an incel. Star Wars
sequel trilogy.
Star Wars Bounty Hunters trade paperback number 1 is out. Star Wars Bounty Hunters is a pretty cool series.
Are there bounty hunters in it?
Yeah.
There truly are bounty hunters in it.
Not like Mandalorian, which has fake bounty hunters in it.
There's real bounty hunters in that too, but that's
all
okay.
right. Fine.
Star Wars Dr. Aphra, number 6. That's a really cool character who's never been in any of the shows or movies or anything. Dr. Aphra, she's got her due coming up.
Why do I see Dr. Aphra in this really short 70s skirt with long boots under a disco ball?
Totally not what she looks like. But
Did you say long boobs?
Long boots. Boots with a TS. Boots.
My bad.
Thank you.
Usagi Yojimbo, Wanderer's Road number 1 with a Peach Momoko cover.
Oh, Peach Momoka.
Ooh.
Got it.
No, you're mispronouncing her name again, which makes you a total d-bag.
Okay.
And
sorry.
racist.
Yeah. Let's
Wow.
add racist to it.
Wow. That's it.
Werewolf
Sweet.
by Night, number 204. And X of Swords, Destruction, number 1.
Yeah.
X-Men number
Can't
15.
wait.
And X-Ray Robot, number 404. That's the newest Mike Allred series. Everybody loves Mike Allred.
Do they?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, everybody.
All right. Sweet. I'm just checking.
I don't
And that's
know.
it? That's your
That is-
comic book list?
That's your comic book
Kinda-
list. Well,
Wow.
and the list from last week, all of that stuff from last week is coming in tomorrow, so it's 2 weeks.
That's right, boys and girls. Check it out.
Wow.
Maui Comics and Collectibles. Every single Wednesday is New Comic Book Wednesday. Even if it is a week behind, it's still new to you. Only at Maui Comics and Collectibles. Check them out on Facebook at Maui Comics and Collectibles. You can check them out on Instagram at Maui Comics. If you'd like to start a pool box, I think you can still do that with Alika. Just contact him via social media, and he'll get you going on that. If you love comics and if you like interacting with people through
Stalk the guy.
the internet, stalk him.
Follow him around
At
town.
Maui Comics. Anyway, chatters and people that are listening, make sure you guys can comment in the comments below. I can see you all. We're on Facebook. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/NERDWatch, at YouTube at NERDWatch Nation, and on Twitch now at NERDWatch.
Yeah.
Wait, that's
Hey,
NERDWatch.
just letting you know, I'm going to have to sign off early because I promised my kids I would help them make a gingerbread house. So
You're such a lying sack, but okay, that's a good excuse.
No,
though. That's a good
Sack,
excuse. Well,
but
guess what? You're
thank you for casting that aspersion, you animal.
Well, guess what? Guess what you're going to be here for, though? A brand new segment of the show
What's
that
the
we're
segment?
starting tonight.
Oh God.
You're going to love it.
What is it?
Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we are now in the new segment called Todd's. No, I'm just kidding. That's not what it's called. It's actually it's
I just
Todd's
read it.
comic.
That's gross.
I didn't mean to put that up there. I was just a joke for Todd, but now we are really going to put this up here. We're going to put up a new segment for Todd because we love him so much. Todd's comic pool box. Todd every single week likes to tell us what he is reading.
Is this the part of the show where he starts stripping?
Yeah, something
I
like
get to
that.
show everybody my hairy box.
So, boys and girls, if you want to check out Todd's comic pool box, pay attention. He'll tell you what you should be reading this week. So, Todd, what's been on your reading list?
A book.
What is
I
that?
got-
What is that book?
I got Maddie, the Once Upon a Time in the Future.
Ooh,
This is
Is that what
well,
the
I got
song
it from
Maddie Maddie Cries about? 'Cause
yes.
no.
Yeah.
I haven't read. Wait, it could be. I haven't read it yet. I just got it today. This is a really interesting book. It's written by Duncan Jones.
As
Who
in
you get?
as in
yeah,
Warcraft, Duncan Jones.
Yeah. And,
Wow.
yeah.
No, one half of the Duncan Hines empire. Duncan
Got it.
Jones.
Duncan Jones, son of Ziggy Stardust himself, director of
Mick Jagger. He's the son of Mick Jagger. Yeah, I got it. I heard you.
That's okay, but
Can you say that word on this pod?
so this is a spiritual sequel to Moon. It happens in that world.
Really, that's cool. Actually, Moon's a
yeah.
great movie.
Yeah. So and the artwork's by Alex DeCampi. So if this was kickstarted, but I am pretty sure that you'll be able to get it at comic book shops shortly. So that's my that's what's in my pool box.
That's it for the week. That's all.
One book?
What?
I'm surprised.
I'm in shock, Todd.
This one's 300 pages.
Oh, no wonder.
Oh,
So
you're not
it's gonna-
used to reading that many in
It's
one
gonna-
sitting.
It's gonna take a week to
What,
get
with
through,
your-
probably.
20-page comics.
Yeah. So this is, and I don't have, I didn't get any books from Alika last week, so I don't, everything that I talked about last week, I'm caught up on.
Oh, nice.
So I gotta go. I gotta go back to Maui Comics and Collectibles tomorrow and pick up more.
Yeah, you
comics.
do.
Make sure you ask permission first.
I was just trying to take it easy on your wallet, bro.
No, you weren't.
I know you gotta buy them all this week. I'm sorry, I was just joking.
Well, as it goes, Todd, did you finish the ones that you were talking about last week? Say like Firepower and what was the other one?
Up.
Yep.
Oh, you caught up with all that. Nice. All right.
Yeah.
All that.
Firepower is really good. One of the ones that was sort of surprisingly,
What do you have?
the one that was really decent was the Rick and Morty Go to Hell miniseries, and that one was kind of almost like an episode of the show, and I really liked it up until the last issue. But I haven't really. I need to take another look at it and read.
Stop muting my microphone. This is Comic Talk. I'm going to interrupt Todd, G-Money.
No. It's because I get the background noise. You got to remember we're recording a podcast, so when I hear the extra voices, I mute you. Not because you can't talk about it. I just mute when I hear.
But one thing that I'm excited about is Scumbag #2 is coming out tomorrow. I think, right?
Yeah, that was the one you talked about. That's the one you talked about last week. That you said was really good. Kind of like
can you double check on the release date? Because it wasn't on the list. So
yeah, I'm not sure. I'll look at it though. Yeah.
Nice. So Todd, you're really enjoying that one, huh? That's the one where you like the comic book art in it.
Yeah.
Wow, nice.
So I think that crossovers.
The one book that he likes the comic book art in.
Crossover is going to be great.
Nice.
Scumbag and Crossover are fantastic. That's those are the other books that I've been endorsing. So
fantastic.
I got them in a collection.
Fantastic. Well, Todd, thank you so much, sir. Appreciate that. I'm glad you're let us know how Maddie is. I want to check that out. So that's pretty cool. Anyway,
tomorrow it's supposed to come out. Yeah, Alika, to answer your question, it says November 25th.
Whoopsie.
Yeah.
I guess I gotta go check my order. Why they didn't fulfill it.
Wow. Yeah. Let's get right into it, shall we? Of course, as we know, the biggest news of the day
is that they canceled Thundercats Roar.
That is exactly right. I am so happy that they canceled that woke piece of garbage. Thundercats
Roar. There is absolutely nothing woke. There is zero woke about that show. It's just utterly ridiculous. Like, there's no political bent to it at all. I don't know why you hate it. It's
I hate it because I watched the first episode and I was bored. I couldn't believe how bored I was, and I didn't laugh once.
I laughed the entire way through. You didn't think it was funny that
really?
the Robert Burbles are like sadomasochists now? They just like to get punished. I love that. It's hilarious.
You know what's interesting is that I guess the viewership wasn't there. I didn't realize that. I thought there was an audience, but apparently I was wrong. I thought there was an actual audience.
I didn't even know the show was still happening.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They have a total of like 20 some odd episodes. But the Christmas episode apparently will be the last one.
Yeah,
I love the show.
Cynthia joins us in the chat of Masters of the Obvious. She says nobody puts a leak in a corner. You know what? I put him in the corner all the time. But anyway, I know that you're sad. I know you're sad. I know you're sad, Alika. That it's gone.
I really enjoyed that show. I thought it was funny.
I'm shocked. But I have to tell you, it's like Gannon said, it's surprising that people didn't realize that it was even on. So that's not a good look.
That's kind of what I said.
Well, I don't watch cable. I don't have that. I watch on the Cartoon Network streaming app, and they only unlock 2 episodes at a time. I couldn't binge the whole season. So I'm trying to bump up the viewership numbers. Do they even count streaming numbers? Probably not.
No, actually they do, but it's not the same as television numbers, but they do count streaming numbers. That is very true. So
maybe we can actually get a good Thundercats cartoon now.
What was that? Fish in a fishbowl?
I said maybe we can actually get a good Thundercats cartoon now.
There have been first of all 3 Thundercats, I've enjoyed all 3 of them, but most would argue that the first 2 versions were already excellent. So yeah, Todd, eat that.
Yeah.
There's no, I mean, that franchise has kind of been like, I would be surprised if they reboot it again. It doesn't. They've already had 3 iterations, and the first 2 were exceptional already. I mean, the next step. I don't think there should be any more animated Thundercats. They've already, done that. They should move on to live action or something.
No,
like Cats the musical. So.
Yeah, they should get the same effects people from Cats.
I was gonna say we already have a live action Thundercats.
Oh, there's no thunder in those cats, bro.
it's no good if you can't see their buttholes.
That's what I was just about to say. It's no good if you can't see their buttholes.
I would pay to see Lionel's
By the way-
butthole. I take that back.
Thank you, Gannon. That's the name of the podcast. Fantastic. It's right on point. So it is disappointing that Thundercats is now, at least for Alika, it's disappointing that Thundercats is not a
Ron Cataguy is probably ecstatic. He hated that show.
Yeah, I cannot agree more. Ron Cataguy.
They must have had a marketing problem because My Little Pony had the bronies. I feel like Thundercats Roar is primed for like a furry resurgence. It seems like they need to just take that to the furry conventions and let people go ham.
Just based on your expectations, you won't judge me if I start walking around with like a cat nose with the little whisker mouth thing.
I'm not going to judge you, but other people
Not
will.
out loud, anyway.
I have a pretty open mind about that kind of stuff. I'm not going to, and I probably won't join you doing it. I'm not really that into Thundercats.
You will eventually. If I wear them long enough, you will.
If you put on the cattail on the back though, that's.
But how do I get it to fit?
I don't know. Yeah,
Alika.
What's
There's
up?
also some other. That was big news, but this is also big news. Once again, this week, I might as well remind everybody because it's Thanksgiving week. This guy is coming to Maui.
Yeah.
Frank Cho is coming to Maui December 6th. I just printed up a bunch of posters, but nobody's going anywhere, so they're not going to see any of them. But hopefully, December 6th on Sunday, 3 to 5 p.m.
Apparently, they're under at James Corden's butthole. I don't know. I haven't seen the movie, but hey,
They're you don't hear it on that carpool karaoke stuff, just like.
Apparently so.
So Frank Cho's going to be in store. It's a free to the public event. You can come and meet and greet. We're going to be taking temperatures at the door, obviously, and only limiting, keeping social distancing. It's going to be strictly run. We don't want to create some kind of spreader event. We don't want to get Mr. Frank Cho sick or anything. So we're going to keep it safe and family friendly, and hopefully you can join us and meet a legendary comic artist. This is his first ever appearance in Hawaii. And so our event's December 6th. And then I believe December, not too far after our event, maybe the 10th, I think, the 10th or so, he's going to be on Big Island at Enjoy Comics, our friend Mike Sato and Enjoy Comics in Hilo. So the people of Maui and the people of Big Island will be able to check out Mr. Frank Cho. So once in a great while opportunity. But if you guys are nice, maybe he'll enjoy his time and come back. We don't know. Let's see.
Oh, great. Let me show up and ruin it for him then.
G-Money, you're not allowed, by the way. The door is strictly managed.
I got it. All right. Fair enough.
G-Monies.
Fair enough.
How are you checking temperatures? Is it foreheads or is it the other side?
Mostly foreheads, but when you show up, it's going to be rectal.
I was going to say, how many anal thermometers?
That's all I'm showing up for.
Yeah, so,
I'll bust out the big one for you, buddy.
Can you use a thermometer this time?
Well, I have a really good sensory in my fingertips. I can tell the temperature pretty well.
wow.
Yeah, digitally.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, all your fingers are digital, Alika. So
yes, that's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
It's very good. Anyway,
Wait, like Tron?
Anyway, people, make sure you guys check out Frank's show happening December 6th. For more information, check out Instagram at Maui Comics. And the closer we get to the date, of course, Alika will be sending out, he'll send out ads to you guys and make sure you guys know he's coming and we'll be here just in case. I don't know why Kai left, but that's okay. Anyway, boys and girls, it is time to check in because, yes.
He went to go stand in line at Maui Comics to meet.
I think he did. He did.
Yeah, get in line early.
Get in line early.
It's not even December yet, but Kai's team first in line.
All right, so every week is a brand new episode of The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 4 this week. So all the people that have watched it, I'll start with Phormat this time because he watched it as well. Phormat.
I did not.
No, what?
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Last week was
Would've been-
my last week for the Verizon free year, so.
No way.
Man, if only you vetted that question before we went live.
I know. Jeez, I
right?
thought we were all ready to go.
Awkward.
Damn. All right. Well,
but yeah, it was great. Oh my goodness,
Please,
the action
go.
and the suspense,
mhm.
all of the drama, and that Baby
Yeah.
Yoda.
The part where Baby Yoda dies was crazy.
It's
Well,
crazy, right?
Adorable.
And that new
I mean,
Mandalorian,
even that-
Mango Fango, was in it.
right?
Grief Karga.
Oh man,
Grief Karga actually directed this episode.
Who did?
right,
Carl Weathers,
right.
Grief Karga.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Apollo Creed, son.
Yeah, Apollo Creed. I'm sorry.
Directed by Apollo Creed. Anyway, Alika, since you watched it,
Wait, Carl Weather? Isn't he like Tobias Funke's acting coach?
He's goddamn Action Jackson, man.
yeah, man, knock it off.
He isn't he obsessed with making soup?
You're such an idiot. Alika,
It's from
A Mandalorian.
Arrested Development.
episode. No, I got it. I got it, Todd. I was with you.
No.
Alika, what did you think of Mandalorian?
Well, all I can say is it's a good thing Phormat didn't watch it because he's so annoyed at connective tissue that this episode had a lot of kind of auxiliary annoying connective tissue. There was some good adventure, but it wasn't heavy on plot and definitely a lot of stuff you had to Google after the episode.
Wait, what? Why did you have to Google stuff after the episode?
At the very end, they show Dark Troopers, which people who only play the video games would know who they are. But
Okay. Yeah. All right, I see that.
Wow, unbelievable. But was it
Dark Troopers? No.
was it enjoyable?
Yeah, of course. Mandalorian's always enjoyable. It doesn't matter. I mean, I have fun in that world. Cara Dune, Parler's new spokeswoman, she was in that episode.
Sweetheart. I love her.
But totally unbelievable is, the rebellion kind of offered her a job and she's like, no, I'm totally Imperial, dude.
Nice. Nice.
Well, she had to
Love it.
leave the Empire because they wear masks. She wasn't into that.
Nice. I'm glad she rebelled. Good for her.
Yeah.
Anyway, did you get to watch it, Gannon?
Yes, I did.
And what was your thoughts?
It's
you
not
think
a
of
throwaway
the
episode
scene?
in the sense that it's yet another episode where we don't really have a clear roadmap ahead of where the story's going. However, it was a super fun episode.
I have a question. Does this show seem to be heading somewhere? Are we on?
There's a
Are we on that?
There's
It's
a
headed to the
definite
end.
there's a definite core. Yeah, there's a definite course of this show. You can't. They actually set the tone in the third episode. They tell you that you're expecting that it's going to hit its terminal at the end of the season, and not to mention they announced so many other Star Wars based Disney Plus shows that it seems like they might let those be the branches off the Mandalorian.
Got it.
And it just seems like it's going somewhere definitive towards at the end of this season.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think the 13th episode is called The Jedi, so we know we at least got to wait till then for this thing to pay off.
Well,
You're gonna have to wait until next season to see this thing pay off.
Todd has a good point. That is very true. Does now? I mean, in that respect, I mean, the overarching storyline. Are we? I know with all this connective tissue, I'm assuming they're going to connect this to at least the Star Wars universe in some respect to the ones that are from the movies, right? I'm guessing.
It's
I mean,
already. It's all. I mean, this is 5 years after Return of the Jedi, so it's
Right.
already deeply connected
Right.
there. And
right.
Episode 3 tied them in very tightly to the Clone Wars animated series, and it's branching its tendrils out into all the pre-existing Star Wars lore. So it's there. I mean, yeah,
All
they're
right.
connected.
Fair. All right, as long as you guys are enjoying it, and I mean, at least they have somewhere to move forward with in the Star Wars universe. That's great. More importantly, I want to know if how's it going. I want to know more importantly if the Mandalorian has taken off his mask again yet. Has he done that at all recently? No?
So you're gonna pee.
He did for like a second when he was eating stuff.
Oh, really? I'm very surprised. Very surprised. Well, as long as we know where this is going, every single Friday is a new episode of Mandalorian. So we're up to episode 4. We'll see episode 5 this Friday, the Black Friday after Thanksgiving.
Episode
So-
11 is very cool.
Oh, you like that one too, huh? Anyway, Mandalorian, check it out. Disney Plus format.
Yo.
I'm sure that you could sail the high seas of the internet and find it somewhere. If you catch my drift.
First off, I get extremely seasick. So I
Oh,
can't,
okay.
I can't,
That's
be
fair.
Yes, sir.
That's fair. All right. Oh, well, I'm sorry that you missed
And
it
you
though.
can't prove that I've ever sailed ever in my lifetime. So,
Well, boys and girls, I guess Todd is still waiting, of course, to watch The Mandalorian until it's finished, and then he'll restart his Disney Plus account when it's finally been done, and he'll marathon it. I'm sure, right, Todd?
Yep, that's the plan.
That's the plan. Fantastic.
And
That's good.
After you guys already tell me what the twist is at the end of the Jedi episode.
Fantastic. That
it's
sounds
wacky
good.
Because the cast from October Faction, for some reason, are in there.
It turns out they were the other guy's kids. Oh my god!
Oh my gosh, no!
But actually, speaking of the connective tissue, there was. So I said they connect to the original trilogy. This takes place after Return of the Jedi. They connect to the Clone Wars, but they actually gave us some really deep connective tissue to the sequel trilogy as well in this episode. Not going to
Nice.
spoil it, but that there is. So that's what I meant to say is they're wrapping into every corner of existing Star Wars lore. Like they're really tying it in together. This Mandalorian is kind of like a knot, like that's tying all these parts of the Star Wars universe together. It's like the nexus of all this material.
Oh wow, well that's fascinating. I mean, I mean, this is actually doing better than. It's getting more buzz right now than even the sequels, the sequel trilogy. So I mean, that's a big thing
That's
for.
totally not true. That
I
is
think
not
so,
true.
100%.
Yeah,
I think
believe
more
that.
people are watching this than they did the sequel trilogy.
That
I'll tell
I
you that
don't
right
believe.
now.
That. I don't
More
believe
people.
that.
I shouldn't say more watching it more, but I think more people are into the Mandalorian than they were the sequel trilogy. That's what I should say.
That's also to be debated, but
There's nothing to debate about that at all.
I think what
Anyway.
you mean to say is that you, G Money, personally enjoy The Mandalorian than you did the sequel trilogy.
Oh,
would
that
be
is
a
for sure,
very
and I
believable
guarantee you
thing.
that's
How
about
can he when
90.
he's never seen an episode.
That's
I know,
90. Hey, listen, I've watched an episode. At least 90% of people, I'm telling you, the Star Wars people will tell you 90% will like the Mandalorian way better. But that goes without saying. Moving on to some more interesting news.
There's no
What?
lightsabers in the Mandalorian, bro.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
there
know.
are, stupid.
Not yet.
No, there's not.
I don't
The
know
dark
if
saber technically is a lightsaber, dude.
Yeah, it's technically a lightsaber.
I-
The dark
this-
saber.
The dark saber doesn't count.
What are you talking about? It was created by a Mandalorian Jedi.
It's been in
All right.
Mandalorian hands, non-Jedi hands for too long. So it doesn't count according to Todd.
Yeah.
First of all, Mandalorians aren't real. All right, only Jedi.
Whoa.
Actually, Greg, none of it's real, you dummy.
Oh, that's true as well. Good point.
That's messed
Very
up.
good point taken. Also, I think this news, I don't think we talked about it, and correct me if I'm wrong. News that we got
You're
after
wrong.
the show, the show last week. I'm pretty sure we didn't talk about it. Wonder Woman 1984 coming to HBO Max in theaters. Did we talk about that?
Well,
I don't think we did.
I'm gonna have
I
to
don't
bust
think any
open
of us
HBO
were
Max because they also have the Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers, which I haven't been able to watch, and season 2 of Harley Quinn, which season 1 was absolutely one of the best animated series of 2019. I need to watch season 2. And
Big shout out to Carl Amato. He says hello to everybody
What's up,
in
Carl?
the chat. What's up, Carl? Anyway, so yeah, just in case you don't know and living under a rock, Wonder Woman 1984 will be hitting theaters and HBO Max come December 25th. Now, here's my question.
December
that is big
25th,
news.
1984.
December 25th, 1984. So it's been out and they're going to re-release it in
No.
2020.
it's coming out on VHS.
Yeah. VHS. No beta.
Can't wait.
It looks
Well,
amazing for a movie in 1984.
It does. It looks fantastic. Here's my question. And I think this is all. Not only do they need to get this movie out there, number two, there's also there was interesting stories regarding the fact that this movie did not test screen very well. They had to do a lot of reshoots.
Where the hell
this
did you
film.
see that? I've never seen anything about that.
I was reading about that.
Well, we can only hope that they do a Snyder cut of Wonder Woman 84.
Well, all I know is that I was reading. I believe it was Variety. Variety was saying that there were a lot of test screenings for this movie. It didn't test too well. They had to do a bunch of reshoots, and so with that in mind, instead of pushing it back even further, they decided to release it and give it its due in limited theaters and of course HBO Max. My other question is this, though. If that is the case, I'm a little worried about it, but I'm still very excited to see it. But number two, the other thing I'm interested in is I wonder if that changes, if this announcement changes Disney's strategy about the Black Widow, excuse me. I wonder if it would be in their best interest to maybe go head to head with it.
I don't know where you're getting this information because I just did a quick Google search and there's some that say it was overwhelmingly good reactions.
No, I was reading.
He
I believe
gets
it
his
was
news
Variety
from
that they-
Parler and
shut up.
OAN.
Whatever.
So that's why that's happening. But I mean, just by virtue of timelines, like WandaVision was supposed to come out after Black Widow, and I know that Black Widow is set in the past, so they kind of have an out that way. But it just seems like by holding back Black Widow, that they're gonna mess up the perceived timeline for the viewing audience. Just seems odd.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it'll be okay.
you think it'll be
I
okay?
mean, it takes place in the 90s, right? So it should be okay, but still.
I'm just kind of curious because I know the only thing that Disney Plus has coming out in December is the new Pixar movie Soul, which will probably do well. I'm curious because of the failure of Mulan to garner any real, I guess, buzz around it. I'm curious if this will make it.
You know what? It seems weird that Mulan didn't do well because they charged $30 for it, and a lot of people I know actually watched it when it cost $30. Does it still cost money to watch Mulan, or did they finally release it?
Well, you can pick it up on Blu-ray and stuff now, so I think it streams already, just regular.
No. It's not going to stream on Disney Plus until December 3rd. December 3rd is when it streams on.
So next week. So I'm pretty much right.
I feel like a lot of people watch that movie, and it just doesn't make sense that. I mean, it makes sense in the fact that this is the first time a movie's been released that way, and maybe that they're not able to be successful doing that. But it seemed like the viewership was there. It seemed like a lot of people saw it.
Well, I think overall.
What's up with that, Greg?
I think overall, though,
analyze the stuff I just said.
Yeah, Disney Plus is.
Figure it out now. Do it.
I think Disney Plus is in an interesting time at this point because movie theaters apparently aren't going to be opening until March. So, I mean, I'm curious.
What are you talking about? I can go see Tenet right now at Colorado.
I mean,
Tom Cruise wants you to go see Tenet, actually, with no mask.
Shut up.
And no pants. I thought that was inappropriate, but whatever.
For Tom Cruise.
Okay, so Carl says, I already pay for HBO now. I got to pay for HBO Max. No, if you have now, you already have HBO Max. It's the same thing. You can apparently you can log in with your account from now and you'll be good to go. So, because it's all part of the same thing now, so you're good.
It's the HBO back then you need to worry about.
Carl also says that he can't.
HBO Now and HBO.
Carl says he can't wait for Todd's review of Wonder Woman 1984. Neither can we.
There's HBO.
I can.
For heavy days.
Shut up. Shut up.
No.
Why are you telling Phormat to shut up? I can't even hear him.
What? You can all hear him?
I can barely hear him.
Oh, interesting. All right.
Oh man.
Speak up, if anything.
All right. Anyway, getting back to the point.
You were quiet in the beginning.
No, I figured out what was going wrong.
Now you're super
good.
loud, but that's okay because that's kind of on
That's
brand.
kind of your MO. It's on brand. Anyway, Wonder Woman.
That's racist somehow. I don't know why.
On HBO Max.
Are you part Portuguese? Because then it is racist if that's true.
Yeah.
I wasn't pulling that into the equation, but since you just did, now it is racist. Congratulations.
Goodness knows we could always use another superhero movie for Christmas. Maybe Disney will deliver Black Widow for us. Who knows? We'll see. It'd be kind
Are
of
you
cool.
kidding me? There's no way they're going to do that.
Well, you can always.
But now that I've just said that, they're going to announce it tomorrow.
Yeah, well, this is the first time.
That does seem par for the course.
Think about this. This is the first time in over 12 years we haven't had a Marvel movie. I mean, it's 2020 and we haven't had a Marvel movie this year, so this is the first time in over 12 years now. So it's pretty crazy. Anyway,
I know. What are we going to do, man? What are we going to do without a Marvel movie in a year? I'm surprised we haven't had more suicides.
Is that what?
Can you hit the applause button? Can you hit the applause? Hit the button.
Why?
No.
Because Todd's a
we haven't
fan
had
of
any
Marvel.
all year.
Oh yeah, sorry. There you go, Todd. You feel better?
Now you
Plenty
can
of people are still depressed though, so that was kind of messed up.
Well, we will get some more apparently next year. We're supposed to get Shang-Chi at the end of next year, I think. Carl said he needed a break from the MCU, which is fine. I think a break is always necessary.
I mean, we're all getting a break from the MCU, sadly.
Yeah.
I think it's fine.
I mean, we're getting a break from everything if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
But not a break from the NERDWatch.
No, not
coming to you.
God, there is no God.
That's why hardly anybody watches our show. They're like, ugh, they didn't go away.
That's true.
They're like, what are they going to talk about? Marvel hasn't even released a movie.
Yeah, technically in hell, NERDWatch just airs on a loop and it's always new, and there's no MCU anymore.
Yeah.
This is hell.
Well, boys and girls, there's also some.
We are the MCU in hell. We're
There's
all
also
you have
some,
to watch now.
There's also some very fun news that came out. A new trailer has dropped for Monster Hunter, which we got to see.
I gotta go before I get yelled at. Bye.
We also found out that Ron Perlman is going to be in this movie, and we got to see the Palicos in this new trailer. So if you haven't had a chance to watch the Monster Hunter trailer,
Isn't that like a weird kind of bird?
No, it's a cat. You guys can check it out. Monster Hunter's new trailer hit, and it actually.
Is Greg talking right now? Because there's a lag, and it looks like everybody's just staring.
I can't even believe that we're getting a Monster Hunter movie, and it looks as fun as it does. So I'm super excited.
The only person that says, "Oh my God, Monster Hunter looks totally," it looks like every other piece of crap he makes.
It actually looks a lot better than most of the crap that he makes. Let's be honest.
No, it looks exactly like the kind of crap that he makes. He's
you
like,
get to see
my
it,
wife
Phormat?
hasn't been in a movie for 6 months. Let me make something up real quick.
Whatever. Did you watch it, Phormat? Did you see the new trailer for it?
Yeah, I thought it was.
It was cute, right? I thought it looked a lot better than I would have expected.
I think that's what he was aiming for.
I wish this trailer came out before the previous one did.
Yeah, no, I completely and utterly agree with you. I think that this is a much better trailer. It looks like it's embracing some of the, I guess, a little bit of the camp with the palicos, which is really cool. I guess I can live with that. It's supposed to have that in it. I don't know what to make of. I really don't know what to make of the military yet. I'm not sure if it's a time travel or a dimension thing or whatever, but it looks fun, and I'm way more excited to see this than I thought I was.
It's a like a dimension jump, and then they're gonna go through and then have a Planet of the Apes moment where they're like, "Oh, we've been on Earth this whole time."
Yeah,
I don't know.
That could be it. Now you just ruined the movie for me. You might be right about that. But it's apparently coming out. It's coming out this year. So, I mean, they're sticking with this year. So, I'm guessing it's going to hit the theaters. And then right after that, we're going to see it on at home. I'm really excited to check it out. Monster Hunter's new teaser trailer is out. So, check it out. It looks really fun. And if you are not familiar, if you're not at all familiar with the Monster Hunter, make sure that you guys do yourself a favor. It's a game, first of all. Secondly, take a look at the trailer. It may pique your interest. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
The first trailers, they put too much emphasis on the monsters.
Yeah,
which is cool. I get why they went with that angle, but
yeah.
But this trailer was so much better. It seemed like so much more fun going in.
Yes, that's what was missing from the first trailer. The fun. I agree. 100%. There seems to be a lot more fun in this trailer. I'm very surprised. And for as much as I'm with Gannon on this, getting kind of tired of seeing Mila Jovovich in all of his movies, I will say she seems like she's having a good time in this. I mean, at least through the trailers. I mean, this movie could be awful for all we know because we haven't seen it.
I mean,
but
she's getting paid, so of course she's having a good time. Nobody else is hiring her for anything.
You're so awful.
I
Wow.
mean, she was really good in that Hellboy movie, right?
Yeah, she was fun in that. She was fun in that.
I feel like
Jeez.
Todd's bringing that up just to piss me off right now.
Well, you're the one who's she's the fifth element, man. You can't hate on her.
Hey, listen, you gotta like that movie because Lobster Johnson was in it, right, Todd?
That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
right.
It just goes to show you just put in a random reference of a comic book character that only comic book people know, and then all of a sudden the movie's good.
Yep,
Just because of that.
Right, and
Nothing else.
And that totally explains the Marvel and Star Wars universes.
Wow!
And I pointed out the faults to both. So I mean, not for nothing.
Wow. Well, switching.
Oh my God, Lobster Johnson's in this. This whole movie's amazing now. Somehow,
yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. He was in it. It's amazing.
I mean, it's no Transformers like Dark Knight or whatever it was, Fallen something.
That's low hanging fruit, Todd. That's low hanging fruit. Even people that like those movies know those movies suck.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true. There's
we're supposed to do. Aren't we supposed to do aren't we supposed to do something with that?
No.
No. Okay.
In some other interesting news, according to you guys probably have not heard of this in a while. I'm assuming that Gannon knows what I'm talking about. According to the Chiodo brothers, there's some interesting news on the. I call him the Chiodo because I like.
But it's Kyoto.
So it's
if you're gonna say it correctly, it's Kyoto. You can say it. Say Kyoto. Okay. Do it.
Chiodo.
Oh, I'm gonna punch you in the sack.
Okay. According to the directors of the original
Kyoto?
1988, they're from Kyoto, and their name is Chiodo. The directors of the original 1988 cult horror film, of course, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It looks like they have said they might be getting a sequel thanks to Netflix. During a recent interview, they're promoting their latest film called Alien Christmas, which is currently streaming on Netflix. They talked about the possibility of Killer Clowns sequel happening. They said that MGM controls Killer Clowns. Yeah, MGM controls Killer Clowns. If fans were
big nose alien clowns running around in Martin Short.
No, and I quote. This is what the Kyoto brothers said. He said, MGM controls Killer Clowns. If fans write MGM and say, where's our sequel? Where's that property? There's so many ways that that we can exploit this thing. They said it's really the fan base. We have tons of ideas to really carry that through. So there'll be hopefully something in the near future, which would be really fun. I mean, if they want to revisit it, I mean, that is such a fun movie that I think a lot of people don't realize is as good as it is. So you guys can check that out. If you haven't seen it, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, it's all over the internet. If you haven't seen it, just watch the trailer and you'll get the idea. It's a lot more fun than it looks.
If you're
It's
afraid
really
of
great.
clowns, watch it.
If you're really afraid of clowns, do yourself a favor and watch it. I think you're right, 100%. That's very, very true. Anyway, other than that, is there any other big news that I'm missing before we move on to what we're watching? Is there any other big news that
I just saw this today. Apparently, there was the rumor that NetherRealm has 3 classic movie skins for Mortal Kombat 11 with Christopher Lambert, Lyndon Ashby, and Bridget Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, it's been officially announced that it is available now. So it went from rumor to for real within the space of a day, I guess.
For Thanksgiving? Oh,
well, according to this, it's already available, so you can go download it and play it right now.
Ooh, I'll go check it out. I tell you what, the more updates that come to Mortal Kombat 11, the more I am really enjoying this iteration of it. It's a lot of fun. I actually thought they were done.
I actually thought they were done with stuff, but they keep coming out with more.
Just a week ago, they released Rain, Rambo, and golly, who was the other one Molina. That was it.
Wow, you threw out Rambo like he was the whatever guy.
Yeah, I know. I didn't mean to. But
that's Stallone in a Mortal Kombat movie, sir. Come on now. What kind of world are you living in where that happens?
That is very true. Mortal Kombat. I'm actually looking that up right now to see if what you're telling me is true. About the new skins. I read about that myself. I didn't know it was a thing.
Well, according to this update, it just got formally announced and is available already.
Wow.
Not the 3 I would like to have skins for, but Lord knows we'll get some more later.
Well, we're not going to get the Liu Kang skin, which is kind of a bummer, but that's all right.
Wait, so Lambert, of course, will be rating. Who are the other 2?
Got it. Classic. There it is. It's the real deal. The classic movie skins. Christopher Lambert, Lyndon Ashby, and Bridget Wilson. Remember, Bridget Wilson is from Billy Madison. She was the teacher in Billy Madison. So you're gonna get Sonya, Johnny Cage, and Raiden.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah, it is available. I'm looking at it right now in
cool.
the store. That's really cool.
I'm surprised they didn't do Sub-Zero and Scorpion because those are kind of easy the ones to just shove out there.
Well, I mean, I think they were looking for the star power. Not that there's star power, if you know what I'm saying, but still.
Ooh, that Bridget Wilson star power.
Yeah. Shut up. You know what I meant.
That Lyndon Ashby star power.
Yeah, you know what I meant.
I didn't realize you said Bridget Wilson. I thought you said Bridget Nielsen. And I was like, what character is she supposed to be?
It's funny.
You know, Leslie Nielsen is Raiden.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Mm.
Yeah. If check it out. The skins are now available. It looks like it's really cool, and boy, they look just like them too. It's pretty. I mean, at least the picture that I'm seeing, it looks the animated or the.
You can play a video game right now where Christopher Lambert fights Sylvester Stallone. Think about that for a minute.
Steven Stallone.
I know. I almost said Steven Stallone.
That's what's missing from Mortal Kombat.
You can put Christopher Lambert against RoboCop. Think about that.
That is pretty sweet. I like that a lot. That is pretty awesome. Anyway,
It'd be cooler if it was Highlander Christopher Lambert, though.
That would be kind of cool.
Do a Raiden skin swap where he's Highlander instead. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, that'd probably be way too different for them to pull off.
Probably
without being a whole new character. Did anybody bring up that Robert Englund is joining Stranger Things season 4?
Stranger Things season 4. That is very cool.
This morning.
Not sure what he's going to be doing. Do you know?
He's playing a prisoner.
Oh.
What really bums me out about that is that I was getting ready to just kind of turn my back on Stranger Things, and then that came out. I'm like, oh, Jesus! Now I have to watch season 4.
Oh well, that's
I mean,
That's-
I'm sure I was going to end up watching it, but I wasn't really
Who's-
enthusiastic
Who's the
about watching
prisoner
season 4.
now?
I gotta say something here. I think Stranger Things is gonna. I don't know if Stranger Things is going to be ending as of this next
man.
season, but I think that Stranger Things is very much in demand. So I think they're gonna have to be over the top this next season. I think people are really enjoying it. I think they're gonna have to do something a little special. So I mean, getting Robert Englund's kind of cool, but I mean, we'll see where the show goes from here.
It does tie into the whole retro feel of the show. I mean, I can just see the whole third season being nothing but like a parade of like retro movie, stars and whatnot.
Yeah, for sure.
So first, Robert Englund, and then we'll get I don't know, Michael Dudikoff. Who else?
Get Brad Dourif for season 5.
Brad Dourif.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good as well. I like it.
Like,
I like
we'll
it
just
a lot.
start seeing a bunch of old names and be like, "Oh my god, I thought these guys died." Like, nope, they're still around. And
They're still
in Stranger
around.
Things.
All right. Did you guys? Any of you guys been watching anything lately? Anything good?
No, but
I watched a couple movies.
Before we
Good.
tie into that, did any of you guys see the trailer for Chaos Walking?
Yes. What's interesting about? I'm glad you brought that up because I totally forgot about it. The movie starring both Daisy Ridley and Tom Holland. We've got Ray Palpatine and Peter Parker all in one movie based on a novel.
I'm so glad Daisy Ridley is getting work.
Yeah. Well, you want to
Good
know
for
something
her.
funny? You don't want to know something funny about that format? This movie was made just about 3 years ago.
Right.
So this movie, they said this, according to the reports that I had been reading, they said this movie was unreleasable. So that's
Unreleasable.
unreleasable. So now that we're getting this Chaos Walking based on this apparently very big book, it's interesting to me that we're now getting, I mean, obviously because of COVID, I'm guessing that they said, you know what, let's just get it out there. This movie is ready to go. It's been ready to go for just about 3 years now. And this is a very interesting concept. Phormat, do you want to get into that at all a little bit?
Well, I never read the books, but or book. I don't know if it's a series. I heard it was just a book, but it's apparently a young adult novel. Much in line with the Twilights and the those the Hunger Games, that kind of thing.
Right.
But apparently Daisy Ridley is someone who crash lands on a planet where there are no females, and males, there's something in the air, I guess, that makes whatever males think of like manifest.
Right. Something
So,
like that.
you know,
Like
if you're
Like-
thinking of a cheeseburger, I guess a cheeseburger appears or something. I'm not
right.
entirely sure how this works.
No. It's like he can make things manifest. Tom Holland's
Right.
character can make things manifest. And
Is it only Tom Holland's? Because I wasn't sure if it was just him or all the males can do it.
Unless I missed something, it seemed like it was only Tom Holland. But I mean, you could be right. I mean, you could be right. I don't know why exactly this movie was deemed unreleasable. I mean, from the trailer, I gotta admit, it actually looks kind of fun. I mean, it looks like it's a fun little movie, don't you?
I can see it being something. They've got a Jonas brother in there.
Which one?
Yeah, I don't
The
know.
cute one?
Stupid.
Wally.
The cute one?
Wally Jonas is in this one.
Oh,
He's,
Wally. I like
yeah.
Wally. Wally's one of my favorites.
Barry Jonas.
He's the good one.
Oh yeah, he is the good one, no doubt. I have to say, I'm glad you brought that up because I really was surprised to see that it looks when I had read that it was unreleasable, I watched the trailer and I was like, wow, I mean, they're making this trailer look really good. I mean, unless this movie is dead awful, this movie looks a lot of fun. So,
I don't know. Maybe it had something to do with the filming budget, because I heard it costs quite a bit to make, but I mean they're literally just walking through forest, so I don't know. I'm not entirely sure where the budget was spent.
yeah, I mean, I'm one of those guys that thinks that it looks really good. I mean, it looks like one of those young adult novels come to life again in the spirit of, like you said, Twilight and all the others. So,
Oh
no! I will say though that feels like, just going off of the trailer, it feels like this is a later entry in a young adult series. Like we're already sick of the series. And
I got you. Yeah,
know
yeah.
What I mean? Like it feels along that line. Like, oh man, not again.
Yeah. Kirsten has joined the chat and she said the NERDWatch is a society where women don't exist too.
That's because you keep scaring them all away, Greg.
No, just certain ones. Anyway, I think Chaos Walking looks like it could be a lot of fun. For sure. I think overall we need movies anyway, so we might as well get the movies that haven't come out in a while. So
give us more unreleasable movies.
Hollywood. That'd be great. All right, Gannon, what have you watched that you'd like to heap praise upon?
I watched that new Cronenberg movie, Possessor.
Ooh, I watched the trailer for that.
Not Dave Cronenberg, the other Cronenberg.
Yes, right. No, yeah, I got it. I got you.
Wally Cronenberg?
I think it's Brandon Cronenberg.
I think it's Brandon Cronenberg, yeah.
Yeah.
And was it good?
So not the good Cronenberg.
I got a pretty decent nap in it.
Oh, no, that's not good at all. Bummer. All right. Well,
I mean, it's got Cronenberg written all over it. Like, the son's not even trying to be a whole other kind of filmmaker. He made exactly the kind of movie his father would make, which isn't a bad thing. But it's got a very Christopher Nolan-esque premise to it.
Sure.
Where you're an assassin that can somehow jack into other people's brains and have them do the killing, and then you can bounce out when you need to.
Right.
Came across like a Christopher Nolan kind of a premise. There's gore involved.
So it sounds like you were not impressed.
Really, it's just a slow movie. It's not, I don't want to say it's a bad movie, but it's just very slow. There's almost zero to no energy to it at all. And I don't know. I really didn't feel like the premise and the story really pushed it forward in a way that kept you engaged. It just seemed to be very based on visuals and tone, and that's all there really was to it. So if that's all you need in a movie, then it's fine. But in my case, it just had so little energy to it. I just passed out during the movie. And the funny thing was, when I woke up in the middle of the movie, I was like, "Oh, I'm still up to speed. All right." I didn't feel like I missed anything that I needed to get to the rest of the story.
Well, let me ask you this: what was the next movie that you watched, and was it
Spontaneous?
Oh, isn't that romantic film, that romantic comedy thing?
I don't know if I'd want to call it a romantic comedy. I mean, it is, but it's really just like if a John Hughes movie would dare to have like a horror element to it.
Oh, okay.
Like I don't know. It's a great teen movie. Catherine Langford's great in it, and I don't know the name of the boy in it, but they have great chemistry in it. They seem like real genuine kids. If you don't know what the story is that for some particular reason, kids in this high school blow up for no rhyme or reason. It seems like they just literally just blow up out of nowhere.
That's hilarious.
They don't seem to be able to figure out that if it's a virus or anything like that. And when they think they have it figured out, they really don't. So really, It's her and this boy getting into this relationship while this is going on. It's literally that thing of might not get to see tomorrow, so they're making the most out of the time that they have. It's a great teen movie, I think, and if you're a fan of Catherine Langford, it's definitely a different kind of role for her because she usually plays more subdued types of roles. Mm-hmm. This one's a little bit more outgoing. It's a lot more rebellious. It's a lot more fun. I I would say check it out. I think it was a fun movie. I ended up liking it a lot.
Cool. Spontaneous. Make sure you check that out. That is currently available on
Todd McFarlane's Spontaneous.
No, definitely not. Definitely not him.
I can't help but go back to Chaos Walking. I mean, if that first movie was as bad as Gannon says it was, and yet it was released, what the hell does unreleasable mean?
Well, I think the budget. I think the budget
Holy crap.
the budget that Chaos Walking had, and the fact that it didn't meet up to the expectations of the budget, I think is what made it unreleasable. So they tried to fix it. Sometimes the low budget movies you can just throw out there.
Possessor's a smaller budgeted movie. Chaos Walking has stars in it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
but
what takes it into
stars when
unreleasable
they made
territory.
the
Is
movie.
Possessor, you
Was
can
it?
aim that at exactly the audience that will find it. Chaos Walking, the opposite, and you want to market that to everybody. So if you
Right.
can't find a way to market that to everybody
Right.
worldwide, then that's where they consider unreleasable.
Yeah, if you got Tom Holland and Daisy Ridley and the two big stars at the time, they were both in Star Wars and Marvel movies, two properties owned by Disney, you would have to think that they would have to spend a little more time on that film trying to
Like
fix it.
the last time this kind of movie happened was what, Passengers?
Yes,
There's no
Passengers.
reason why that movie shouldn't have worked, but it didn't.
You know what's funny? I didn't get to watch it in the big screen. I watched it at home, and I thought Passengers was fine. I mean, I didn't have a huge problem with it.
It was
may
a
not
very
have-
blah movie. Like
No, I agree with that. But I
you
mean,
completely forget everything about it once it's over. It doesn't really register at all.
it's true. I mean,
Yeah,
I'll definitely
that's
agree with
fair.
that. But I thought the performances were good nonetheless. I enjoyed that.
I
But
thought-
yeah, I
thought
mean,
they were fine in their roles, and the way everything played out was blah, whatever. But it's not a very memorable movie.
no, not even close. Not even close to being memorable. I got to see something this week that I
Okay.
wasn't expecting to.
Right.
I watched Disney Plus this week, and I watched the new documentary series Marvel 616.
Oh, I watched the first
Um,
episode of that. That was great.
I also did as well. I watched about the Japanese Spider-Man, Spider-Man.
I was actually blown
now-
away that was the first episode of that. That's such a deep cut.
And you know what's interesting about that? I mean, the Marvel 616, I was looking at all of them. This one piqued my interest the most. The other ones didn't seem as in-depth about a character, and I really thought that this one kind of hits home there. I mean, there's a couple of them that I want to see, but Marvel 616 first episode was a banger. They hit that sucker out of the park. I have to tell you something. I guess it's special for me because, of course, growing up here, I got to watch that Spider-Man. I got to because of the Japanese channel Kiku, I got to watch the Japanese Spider-Man when apparently Marvel didn't want that Spider-Man to even hit the shores of America. So that's why
I mean, you're kind of misrepresenting the way it's presented, though. It was less that and more of like they just wanted the character to register in that region.
right.
You're
No,
kind
and
of
that's fine.
making it sound like we better not let our American.
Well, no, what I'm saying
Let's
is
put
that
this over here and see how it works over. Like they
Well,
allowed him to be adapted into what worked there.
Marvel said as long as it is over in Japan, you can do whatever you want with it as long as it doesn't come here. I mean, that was Gene Pelk's.
That's not how they said it at all.
That's exactly what Gene Pelk. No, it's not. That's exactly what Gene
You're
Pelk said.
misrepresenting how it was said, though. They said that
that
this is for this region. They didn't say it in that way, like we don't ever want it to come to America. That's what you're trying to make it sound like. They didn't say it that way at all.
That's what they didn't want it to conflict
Totally
with Peter
misrepresenting
Parker. They didn't want it to compete with Peter Parker. That's exactly what Gene Pelk said, and he said they could do it. Matter of fact, in the documentary, you see that the American execs watched the Japanese Spider-Man, and all of them except for Stan Lee said this sucks, and Stan Lee was the only one that said that this is great because he understood what was going on. So they didn't want this to hit the shores of America because this was not the Spider-Man they wanted. But unfortunately for them,
it was
here
better
in the-
than the American TV show that they actually
it was
did here.
exactly much better than the American TV show. Number two, it was very, It took a lot of chances as far as content, which was really cool. I have to tell you something. This Japanese Spider-Man first episode from Marvel 616 was fantastic. I got to tell you what the history we learned about it. Very emotional too, as well for the actors involved. I thought that was really neat. They really took the time to talk about it. Gene took the time to really say how much he enjoyed it. And there were things that related just to Japanese audiences. And as a kid, because I watched this as a kid, I didn't pick up on any of it. You know what I'm saying? When I watched it as a kid, I thought it was cool that Spider-Man had this really cool silver bracelet that he had that injected him with the spider's blood from Planet Spider and stuff. I thought that stuff was cool. I didn't relate it to anything that was of the original Spider-Man. So watching the documentary, I highly recommend that first episode. It's great. It's really,
if you
really
watch
good.
anything, watch that first episode.
That first episode is fantastic. Hey, DJ Chiavikani's in the chat. DJ said he watched the episode called Marvel Method, and it opens up with Dan Slott writing a full script. DJ also said he watched the first episode, which is the Spider-Man one, and he loved it. And DJ also says that Todd would love Marvel 616. I highly doubt that, DJ. You're a liar. So
I like that stuff. I've read books about the early days of Marvel, and I like the
what I thought was interesting about this, though, is that they opened up Marvel 616 and they made it about the Japanese Spider-Man. I never thought in a million years we'd ever get that. And I have to tell you something. They did such a great job. They talked to the original actors. They talked to the stuntmen and the guys who made the toys. It is great. A matter of fact, and I don't know if this is true, Japanese Spider-Man, according to the creator, said that they are the ones that are responsible for the big robots in Japanese television shows like Tokusatsu. They made that claim, and I don't know if that's true or not, but Japanese Spider-Man said that they were the forefathers.
It was the 70s, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I was
so
like,
then
okay.
There you go. There was nothing else like it then.
I mean, I can't. Well, that's what exactly Phormat. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. What was
the first one to have giant robots fighting giant monsters? If
I'm
not
pretty
that,
sure. I think. Well, they're talking about the robots themselves. I'm pretty sure Ultraman had a giant robot in it.
I thought he fought the giant monsters himself. I don't remember there being a giant robot for Ultraman.
No,
I don't remember. I'm not saying I'm right.
I got to tell you something. I mean, I can't.
What about Mechagodzilla?
That doesn't count. We're talking about
what we're talking about is people that jump into giant robots and pilot them to fight giant monsters. That's what we're getting at here.
So they made the claim in this documentary that Japanese Spider-Man was the forerunner of all of those Tokusatsu shows.
I think Tokusatsu-wise, they possibly have a claim. It might be a valid claim considering live action wise, but Robos versus Monsters has been an animation thing forever.
Forever, right?
So,
and the other thing, what's interesting is that they even said the name of the Power Rangers, saying that they were the inspiration for the Power Rangers. And get this, and this one is very true. And I would really, that's what they said. You got to watch the doc. I also got to say that they brought up another Tokusatsu show that I really, really would love for them to do a Marvel 616 about, because it is part of Marvel 616. They put in footage of Battle Fever J, which was a Marvel show that they turned into a Tokusatsu show. That was all Marvel character, so I would really love to see them do a Battle Fever J documentary, because that would have been really cool. But they showed Battle Fever J, and they showed that Spider-Man was the Japanese Spider-Man was the impetus to that.
Double check my timeline and everything,
right?
But I'm pretty sure the early Ranger shows came out before.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought too. That's exactly what I thought too. So I didn't want to
go away.
Is Alika here or something?
Oh, he's here. Japanese Spider-Man got excited.
He had to talk about it. All right, fine.
No,
all right.
I want to
go ahead. Yeah. I was
just
in the middle
speaking
of
to
anything, that's fine.
Just speaking to what you're saying about the precedents and stuff, they said, and you could easily check that, couldn't you? That those Tokusatsu shows didn't have mechs before Spider-Man.
That I don't know.
I can't check it because I'm on this call. So I
That's true.
You can't like minimize or something.
if I do it, I go bye-bye.
Okay,
He's
so what?
gonna
We're looking
do
for the
it.
earliest
No,
to
no,
talk to, right?
No,
Yeah, early
still
talk to
okay.
talk to. Let's check it out.
You do it. Oh well.
No, he'll check it out.
But that,
Yeah, did you?
but yeah,
You watched
I
it,
mean,
right, Alika?
Huh?
You watched it, right?
Yeah, I watched the first. Actually, I watched the third episode. I got up to the cosplay episode. What episode is that? That's like the fifth episode.
Cosplay episode is I think it is the 5th or 6th episode. Oh, it's 5th episode. Suit up.
Yeah, the cosplay episode was great. I think one of my favorite episodes though was the second episode. Trina Robbins was in that episode heavily, like very heavily.
Yeah, the second episode is about women in the comic book industry in Marvel or at Marvel Comics.
And just representation in general, but it was a great episode because they interviewed they had Louise Simonson. Sadly, and I know she's no longer with us, but Mary Severin would have been a great addition to that episode because she was just very prolific as an artist, and I'm sure there's so many famous women artists that weren't part of the episode that should have been, but I love that Trina Robbins was so much part of that episode because usually when Trina Robbins is talking about comics in the 60s and 70s, it's negatively like the lack of representation and stuff. And it was awesome to hear her talk about the comics that she loved from that era and the creators that she loved from that era. And yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, it's interesting because Marvel 616 goes. There's a lot of this. This is an 8-part documentary. There's some ones that I'm really interested in. Of course, I'm really interested in the cosplay one. The Lost. There's one that they go. Paul Scheer goes out looking for forgotten characters in Marvel.
That's another episode I watched. The Paul Scheer with Brute Force.
Yeah,
that was a fun episode because what it did. I mean, it harkens back to us hanging out at the shop. Like me, Phormat will be there. Swan will be there. Swan loves obscure characters, and so we would just have awesome conversations about obscure characters and their history and where they could possibly be in the universe right now and things like that.
Right.
And the fact that they did a little deeper dive into Brute Force, I think Paul Scheer's hilarious anyways. And then when he talked with John Hamm, and John Hamm actually knew what he was talking about when it comes to comic book logic. I'm like, give this dude, a job writing a script. I would buy a John Hamm comic, I thought it was a funny episode. It was a fun episode.
There are some great episodes on here that I have yet to watch. I wanted to watch Unboxed about the relationship between toys and comics. And of course, the one that DJ Cavalcante that was talking about in the chat, the Marvel Method, which I'm very excited to see as well. So check it out.
The Marvel Method episode is actually got some controversy on it because they, Dan Slott is featured in that episode. And he's just basically, he's kind of like the heel of that episode. He doesn't write his scripts fast enough, and a lot of the creators on the other end who are waiting for scripts, the artist, and then last in line, the letterer, who has it worst, he waits the longest out of all of them if the schedule is delayed. So that was he's getting a lot of heat in social media. A lot of people are like, yeah, great thing that Dan Slott's allowed to have that work ethic, but the rest of us are suffering. And, or other writers are like, if I work like that, I wouldn't have a job. And,
wow.
There is quite a controversy caused by that episode.
Hey, listen, perfection takes time. Dan Slott takes his time. That's what he does. Kirsten in the chat says we got to read Trina Robbins' Last Girl Standing.
I do have to read that. I have a pile of Trina Robbins books that are just I haven't read anything, but I do want to dig. I have also her what do you call it when you a book form of a documentary? I'm sure there's a smarter word for that, but she's it's called
a biography.
A biography?
No, not a biography. It's about the women in comics during World War II. It's called Babes in Arms.
Like a history comic, like a history book.
Yeah, it's like the history of that time period, and with some highlights and stuff like that. That's
a readable documentary. Guys.
Yeah, a readable documentary.
You mean
It's like a documentary, but you read it.
I sound so literate right now.
Yeah. DJ Cavalcani in the chat said another thing is that it's called the Marvel Method, but it starts out with him writing the opposite of Marvel Method. Full script is the opposite of Marvel style scripting.
That's true. The Marvel Method is actually just a simple plot. And it depends on your synergy with your artist, but it could be as simple as just a synopsis, like a quickly spurted out synopsis. And if you have an artist like Jack Kirby, he basically just does the whole story, and then you come in and fill in the word balloons if you're Stan Lee and take all the credit. But you know, it's on a spectrum too, because some people working the Marvel Method will deliver a script, not necessarily a full script, but more than a synopsis, and sometimes guiding what's on the pages.
Well, here's my question: if Marvel has a method, I'm curious if Todd Bernardi has a method.
Yeah, what's the Bernardi method?
What's the Bernardi method?
I bet you it involves nacho cheese.
Are you anywhere near? Do you work like Dan Slott?
You get a box of Velveeta, and
you bastard. Anyway,
it's kind of it's kind of evolved over a while, but like I'll write a synopsis, and then I'll get a page list out of that, and then I go from like A to B or A to E, or however many like panels I'm gonna have on a page. So like this,
so you're still,
this page
you're still scripting, though. Like,
yeah, so I'll script the whole thing and then that'll be my first draft, and then I'll do the layouts and from the page list.
Yeah,
and then I'm doing the second draft as I'm laying it out. Then I'm doing the third draft when I finish the page. And a lot of that changes when I decide this is going to be so much cooler if I draw it like this. So then that'll change the plot.
So
of the comic.
You're talking to yourself.
Yeah.
So I got a question, Todd. In that respect, is the artist that works on your comics okay with how the writer works, or
no the artist? It's really funny though, because like I started writing so that I could come up with stuff to draw. There's all these artists will look at a blank page and they'll be like, you know what, like I don't have anything to draw.
I mean, if you look at the history of comics, there are a lot of artists that become writers out of necessity because they just need some material for, they're not happy with what they're being provided and they go out and write what they want to draw.
That's what.
But Phormat's back from his research trip, so I want to know if you've learned anything about early tokusatsu and the origin of.
I got it. Their claim is. I'm sorry, Kai. You said something. I saw you raise your hand.
Yeah, actually, I went and looked it up too. Because then the first pilot.
Why did I look it up?
Yeah, I was gonna say, why did Phormat can leave the pod to look it up?
I don't know.
No, go ahead, Kai.
I did say I was gonna look it up. So the first first Sentai was the Go Sentai Dairangers. They were the first ones for piloting the Zords, starting in February 1993. But
93.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I wouldn't go back up further.
There's got to be much earlier mechs than that. Let's hear.
We're looking at the 60s and 70s.
He's going down the line. He's working his way back for you.
Yeah, go back to the beginning.
But I went back farther and I found that Giant Robo, aka Johnny Socorro, and his flying robot debuted during 1967 for the TV and Mysteries, which featured a giant robot. Muguro was 95 for film. So I don't know if that will be the case. That's just another thread saying the one.
So I can kind of expound on all of that.
Please do.
Said.
Go ahead.
That stuff, the giant robos that he's talking about, they weren't officially considered tokusatsu yet.
Yeah.
So those may have been the first, but they're not technically tokusatsu in the sense of the genre.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man came out in 78. And it was the very first to feature the big robo concept, jumping into a big giant robot to go fight a big monster. But it wasn't a staple it didn't become like a regular thing in tokusatsu until Battle Fever J.
So Spider-Man does lay claim to it then. Is that what you're telling me?
Yep.
Wow.
And
Interesting.
They have the claim for a full 7 months.
Wow, that's interesting. Wow, that's insane. Right, so I guess
Very cool.
I guess they weren't fudging the numbers on that. All right, good for them.
They weren't telling no miss.
Hey, Phormat, thanks for leaving the pod, getting that information, and then coming back and letting us know.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate it.
Much
DJ
like
Cavicani,
Prometheus.
yeah, getting back to the comic book writing, DJ Cavicani said a lot of Almakua was done Marvel style. Now,
I gotta
Almakua,
watch
for those
this
that are listening,
episode so I understand what the heck they're talking about.
Amakua, if you don't know, Amakua is a great locally made comic, a Hawaii comic done by some amazing artists and writers. So Amakua,
published by the Mana Comics Group, and
yeah.
Chris Carvalho on the Mana Comics page right now has a contest out. So for you guys, if you have a villain idea, he created a character called Turkey Man that's basically a man dressed in a turkey costume. Let's not mince words. His weapon is a giant turkey drumstick, but he needs a villain. So Chris Carvalho has put out a kahea for villain concepts. If you have a name, some superpowers, and maybe a brief backstory, and you can enter yourself to win some Mana Comics swag and a shout out from Chris himself. And if they end up using your villain idea, but the way he draws Turkey Man,
a lot of fun.
It's fun, man.
Just coming up with random stuff.
You guys should read the comment thread. There's a lot of fun stuff in there. The way he draws Turkey Man, there's been 2 drawings that I've seen so far. The newest one, especially, if you're talking about Marvel method, we're talking about creation of comics. But when you're drawing superhero proportions, like if you've ever read a Marvel art book, like their proportions are like gargantuan. Like the average Marvel hero is like 7 or 8 feet tall. If you're drawing them the Marvel way, their thighs are like cannons. They're just monsters. And so when you look at the drawing of Turkey Man, it's definitely in the Marvel style.
Well, getting back to what we're talking
that
about.
makes sense because turkeys have got massive thighs.
That's true.
It's true.
Healthy drummers.
So make sure you guys check out on Disney Plus Marvel 616. It is available now, all episodes.
That first episode was so emotional. It was so good. Like I've never been so invested in a doc series. And then episode 2 is like the wham bam because you got Trina Robbins and Kelly Sue DeConnick and I forget the editor's name who was on Ms. Marvel, who was not G. Willow Wilson, but
Wally?
No, not Wally.
Oh, damn it. What the hell? I'm gonna get it one of these days.
I mean, those 2 episodes were just so great, and then, definitely a great series, worth a check.
Well, I tell you what, also premiering this week, we got the resurrected Warner Brothers Animaniacs.
Oh man, I forgot that happened. I wanted to watch that.
I watched the first episode.
Previously unreleasable.
I gotta tell you, I was kind of disappointed. I didn't think it was as funny as the originals were.
I mean, they were so meta about the re-release.
The opening was fantastic. I will say the Jurassic Park opening was great.
And but then the material and the way they went meta with it and brought it back to the Animaniac style after talking about it with and to the audience, I thought that was great. I think they stuck the landing, so to speak. I watched 3 episodes of it, and it's in the original style, so it's nostalgic, but it's quality, so you can find a new audience with it, and it's very meta with the humor, so the younger generation is going to be into it. I thought they did it very well. I thought it was done very well.
Well, of course,
voice actors. You can't complain when you got the original voice actors.
It just premiered on Hulu exclusively, but of course that did not come without controversy, because fans of Hulu's Animaniacs revival are calling out Warner Brothers for what's being perceived by some as a commentary on Johnny Depp and his very public, very messy divorce from Amber Heard.
Oh, was there a bit on that? Did I not get to that?
Well, I thought you were going to say they were eating eggs on that episode or something.
And one of the episodes features a musical number in which Yakko, Wacko, and Dot sing about Hollywood's infatuation at reboots. During the scene, Yakko sings "You've done sequels, try for prequels," while pointing from one movie parody to another. The first features Depp holding a pair of scissors and advertises a fictional film called Johnny 2 with the tagline "Telling Lies." The second is titled Johnny and features the tagline "The Beginning," along with a picture of an infant holding a bag filled with colorful items. Some fans have taken this as Warner Brothers labeling Depp a liar and an abuser, specifically in relation to Heard claiming Depp cut off his own finger, while Depp claimed it was Heard who nearly severed it.
Listen, that doesn't track because this was made in 2018.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just this controversy. I have no idea. So I think
anybody who's like trying to get into a couple's private life, and no matter how famous they are, you're not going to get it right. So it's like, why like all this free Johnny and whatever, cancel Amber and all. Like I'm just like I don't get it, because I know you're emotionally invested in these actors because they're in so much stuff, but you gotta just let them work it out, I guess.
Well, it's mostly because that people are questioning is why Amber Heard gained work while Johnny Depp has basically got nothing afterwards.
Oh, poor Johnny Depp. He's got no work. Oh, poor guy.
He lost
buying $10,000 bottles of wine every day. Poor guy. Man, how's he ever gonna make it in this world?
I apologize. Let's not talk about it.
Goodness. Well, it's interesting that this is where we've come now, to the fact that you could make fun or parody something, and then all of a sudden everybody's up in arms about a parody. Now, I understand that there are people that are going to be offended.
I don't think anybody's up in arms about it. I think it's a very select corner of the internet that, One America News is covering, and D-Money loves that news network. So, if they're covering
no, that's not the case. But
is it
anyway.
Glenn Beck? Glenn Beck was talking about it.
You're such an idiot.
Johnny Depp to get his job back as Jack Sparrow too.
Yeah, he's supposed to.
Isn't that weird? Because almost nobody cared about the last couple of those anyway. So why do they care about getting him back in those movies now?
I can't believe there are 6 of those movies. None of them are distinguished.
There's 5, not 6.
Oh, well,
That's exactly my point. Nobody even knows how many there are. That's how little they care.
Too many of those movies.
It's very true.
Animaniacs.
Animaniacs.
It takes them 5 movies to get good again, right?
Yeah, that's it's like they come full circle. It's very true.
I say Disney should really just go for it, right? They don't bring Johnny Depp back for Pirates of the Caribbean. They put Amber Heard in the role for Pirates of the Caribbean 6.
Yeah,
and then they put Johnny, and then Johnny Depp comes back as Mira for Aquaman 2.
Wow.
Yes,
because they both kind of abused each other, and then now they just take each other's roles. Is that how the legal system works?
Isn't that how life works?
Yeah,
like you break up with a girl, you take her job.
Yeah. Hey, Todd, let me write Kukui Project.
Wow.
Alika, are you breaking up with me?
Wow. I just figured I abused you enough to earn it.
Oh, well,
wow.
Probably.
Jeez Louise. Anyway.
Well, I'll make up the difference tomorrow when I see you in the comic store.
Anyway, awesome. You can check out Animaniacs currently on Hulu right now.
All set for you.
So make sure you guys check that out. It's currently there. If you like it, if you like Animaniacs, you won't be disappointed. I just thought the originals were a little funnier, in my opinion.
They did the "Once Was a Man from Nantucket" joke in that. I still can't believe that a children's cartoon actually managed to throw that in there without getting flack. But of course, that was the 90s.
Yeah, they did. That's true.
I mean, they didn't finish the joke, but if you know what that joke is.
Right, and most kids don't. That's why they put it in. It's for adults and for kids, let's be honest.
That's exactly why I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you're interested in Animaniacs, you may want to check that out. Anyway, before we talk about games that we're going to talk about, anything else anybody watched that was good, that they enjoyed? No? All right,
just
sweet.
watching the circling of the drain that this planet's in right now. That's all.
Are you enjoying that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, good.
I
I
watched.
can't wait till it's all over.
I watched 2 more episodes of A Teacher on Hulu. You know,
Oh, this is
I
the
talked about
one.
that.
This is the one.
And
Okay.
so,
But
A teacher?
A Teacher.
Yes.
It's about a teacher that's grooming one of her students. So,
Oh, that one.
I said on the last episode that the first 3 episodes didn't necessarily seem like they were making the subject matter seem serious or taking it seriously as you would think they would for making such a big deal about it.
Right.
But then episode 4, it just takes a sharp turn, and so I take that back. Episode 4 and 5 have been super heavy, so we'll see where it goes from there. But the acting is great. I think it's a pretty decent show. They're bringing awareness to an important issue too.
Wow. I'm surprised then again, your watching is limited. I shouldn't be surprised that you're watching it.
I only have Hulu, and there's nothing new on Amazon right now. So I'm watching Hulu, and I don't have Netflix right now. I've got Disney Plus, so I'm watching Mandalorian and 616, obviously, and that's about it.
Wow. All right. Well, that's cool. Yeah. Other than I haven't been watching much anything else other than that Spider-Man doc.
There's
so
a lot of good stuff on Netflix right now that I'm missing out on.
Oh, are you?
Like everybody's saying the new Kevin Hart special wasn't funny, and then other people are saying it was funny, and those people are just haters. So now I want to watch it and see.
It was. I mean, I saw it. It was all right.
I like Kevin Hart. I think he's funny. So a lot of people are like, I don't like that guy, and this. And that. I always thought he was funny. I thought he was a good stand-up. So
He does it in his house.
Yeah, he's all right. I'm not.
Yeah, it's in his
not
house, and like it's in a room in his house, and he's converted it to like a kind of like a nightclub looking thing, and so that everybody's sitting at like tables, like in groups of like 3 or 4 people. And I don't know where the people came from. It's not like maybe I don't think that he sold tickets. I think it was just like
Are they animatronic?
No, I think that they're just like friends of friends.
It's the Chuck E. Cheese band. They're all in the crowd.
It's a Five Nights at Freddy's prequel.
Oh God!
Watching Kevin Hart do stand up is what makes them snap.
Yeah, I've been other than I haven't watched anything other than the Spider-Man doc and wrestling. That's about it. So yeah, that's been my viewing pleasure lately. So, but anyway, listen. This is Thanksgiving weekend. This will be Thanksgiving weekend soon here. Of course, Black Friday is coming up, and you know what that means. With Black Friday coming up and no one going to the stores, all of the specials and all of the movie and game specials are online, and of course that means new games are going on sale. I think this Friday or Thursday night. I'm not sure which. So if you are in the market, just know that there are some brand new games that you can currently get, including Miles Morales, Spider-Man Miles Morales on PS4 and 5. Of course, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is on both PS5 and Xbox. There's also a great game that's $24.99 on the PS4 or the PlayStation Store, which I was reading is fantastic. It's called Bug Snacks. They say it's a great, fun little game that you should check out. It's for both PS4 and PS5. It's $25. They said the kids will love it and you'll love it, even if you're an adult.
Well,
so
look, if we're talking about
too.
new downloadable games, I have to give a shout out to one of my friends. His wife developed a Switch game called, I think it's called eFusion, and they just released it last week. And I haven't downloaded it yet because my kids have taken over my Switch. But as soon as I get it back, I'm going to start checking it out, and I'll review it on the show. But it's apparently a very fun game, and I don't know the premise yet. I haven't checked out the trailer, but once I download it, I'll let you guys know how it is.
Nice. Did
we talk about Miles Morales at all?
We did.
Oh, how that video game made you cry?
Yeah. Shut up. Why literally being such a jerk about a guy that's in touch with his emotions?
I'm waiting.
In touch with them, bro. I'm just letting everyone know how in touch with your emotions you are.
Yeah, exactly. Like a bully.
Why you gotta be so emotional?
Because I'm touchy, man. Get off my nuts.
I'm waiting to play that game on the PS5. That's my goal. That's gonna be the one that I play when I get the PS5.
Okay, so I have to eat crow on this because I fought you about it before it came out.
What's that?
It is not a DLC in terms of the scope of the game, but it is a smaller game.
Yep.
So I
Remember back before it came out, Gannon was claiming it was just a DLC to the existing Spider-Man.
That's what Greg was trying to say. That it was nothing more than just an elaborate DLC. It is actually more than that, but it is a pretty short game. You can blow through it in a day. So I will concede that to you, Greg. However, it is a satisfying game, and I actually ended up enjoying the story more on this one than I did the actual Spider-Man game.
You're not the first person to say that. You're not the first person.
Is this Spider-Man short
Morales
enough that Greg could actually finish it?
Hey, I don't know if you can see the finger that I'm holding up right now. If
That's your finger? I thought it was something else.
That's pretty amazing.
I mean, what I said about it being a very short game is very true, but the resounding reviews on it is that it's a much more effective game because of its opportunity to tell a more streamlined story. So,
it's definitely because it's almost like saying Peter Parker is not locally based, but this one is really more about the community that Miles Morales is from than because Peter Parker is just about a dorky kid from Queens. This one is literally about the community he comes from. Like the way they tell the story just within the game alone, like there's not just characters in the background. Like they really give you kind of some time on all of them to where you get a sense of them all, just like you would if you was, if you were in Miles Morales' world and stuff.
Right.
So when the game plays out towards the end, there's this moment. It's kind of a spoiler, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. It's like the journalists come up to see him right after he's basically saved the day, and they're like, "Is that Spider-Man?" And the whole community has already seen him without his mask off. And they turn around, they're trying to block the media, and they're just like, "No, he's our Spider-Man." I was like, "Wow, that's actually pretty dope the way they pulled that off."
Oh, you mean like they did in Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire in the subway?
It's way better than that. The way it's done in the game is way better than that because they, like I said, they just turn around. They're like, "He's not Spider-Man. This is our Spider-Man," because they know him. He comes from where they're from. They get him and stuff. Not that they don't care about the other Spider-Man, but he comes from where they come from.
Oh, got it. Yeah, no, we get it. We get it. We understand that this Spider-Man's not a white colonizer, right, Gannon?
No, that's not at all what they were going for. But I could see how you would think that.
I'm very excited to play it. Spider-Man is, of course, right now it's the flagship game for the PS5. Apparently, they say that you should definitely play it on the PS5 because it is a much more visually rich game. But apparently, the story is good enough to play on any system. So
I will say, with playing it,
look crazy.
It's of how much better the PS5 must have been because. What they're aiming for, like, snow-covered streets and things like that, you do kind of get a feeling like they did a lot more with it on the PS5 than you get in this one.
Sure.
But there are, like, little touches in this one alone, like, during swinging, when you're swinging as Spider-Man in the other game, you're swinging as a guy that's been doing it a lot. So there's almost but in this game, he kind of flops around a little bit. Like he's not a pro at it. Like if you do the swinging wrong, he'll literally land on his face instead of just land perfectly like Peter Parker, which I thought was a nice touch. It actually like forces you to like really learn how to swing and not expect the game to just catch you when you make a mistake.
Well, that's cool.
With the other Spider-Man game, if you just let him fall, he'll just land on his feet. This Spider-Man doesn't. So I thought that was a nice touch.
Cool touch. I am also I want you to know that there's also another game that is exclusive to the PS5 as of now that are absolutely getting awful reviews called Godfall. Yeah, Godfall is getting nothing but terrible reviews, and it's unfortunate because the previews, although they were shallow, and what they were talking about in that game looked really exciting. So it is unfortunate that this has turned into. Apparently, one of the reviews that I had watched said this game is like a looter shooter, and it's worse than Anthem, and it's worse than Marvel's Avengers. So I mean, that's a big deal.
Did you see how Marvel's Avengers is a $20 game on Black Friday? Something tells me after Black Friday it'll still be $20.
According to the stats, Marvel's Avengers now on PC, mind you, this is on PC, they have lost 98% of their player base on PC. I don't know how that translates over to console, but I'm guessing the console numbers aren't that good either. But Marvel's Avengers, I think Eidos Montreal lost the plot with this Avengers game.
It's
I think they
Eidos? I've been saying Eidos this whole time.
Yeah. Eidos Montreal lost the plot with this. Unfortunately, it's not what it was supposed to be. It seemed like more of a cash in than anything else, and it's really unfortunate because there was so much potential for a really good multiplayer-esque type of Marvel game. So, I mean, I hope they fix it. I mean, I hope that.
You really think so? You don't think they should just throw it out the window and just start from scratch at this point? Like, why fix a game that nobody's playing?
With the money that they spent on it, I bet you it's a lot easier for them to make announcements that they fixed the game and bring current players back than it is to release another game at great expense.
The game is just garbage. Like, what do you fix? You have to just create a whole new game, dude.
Well,
have you played it?
Yeah, I have, and
it's
I gotta
garbage.
tell you, it is not very good. I will give you that. There's no doubt about that. So,
speaking of games, I don't
just like the Marvel movies, right?
Shut up, Todd. I knew
that
you.
makes
I knew you're gonna.
Yes, Todd. Just like Marvel movies. I'm gonna make you a shirt that says that.
I knew it. I knew you were gonna chime in.
Gonna just literally say yes, just like Marvel movies.
Bastard. I will say
You're
this.
welcome,
Go
America.
ahead, Gannon. What were you gonna say?
Speaking of games, if you're a reader, Ready Player 2 came out today.
Yes, Ready Player 2 by Mr. Ernest Cline has hit bookstores.
It's pronounced Klein. I've been saying Klein this whole time.
If you don't know what a bookstore is,
Or a book.
it's well, if you listen to Alika, it's a movie with words. Okay, so make sure
it's like a movie, but you got to work for it.
Right. It's a movie it's like a movie, but with words. Okay, so check it out.
You build it inside of your brain.
Yeah, you don't want to miss out on that. I will say this, because
or if you saw the movie, you totally will.
Because Black Friday is out, a lot of games currently are on sale.
Greg,
Yes,
I have to stop you right there.
Wow.
It's African American Friday, you insensitive weasel.
Wow, you're such an idiot.
Hey, Greg, what's a Nubian?
Don't get me started. I've seen Chasing Amy 1,000 times. It's my favorite Kevin Smith movie. Anyway, Black Friday
That's
sales.
your favorite Kevin Smith movie? I find that hard to believe.
I think that's my favorite Kevin Smith movie. It's fantastic.
You're the kind of guy to be like, you know what the best Kevin Smith movie is? It's Cop Out.
Oh, shut your mouth. You're so full of crap.
You're always the guy's like, you know what everybody else hates? That's my favorite one.
Well, he didn't even write Cop Out, so it doesn't even
He directed it. That's good enough.
Stop it. Anyway, Black Friday sales have started in the in the PlayStation Store and on the Xbox Store. Right now, there's a ton of games from all different developers on sale now, up to 65 to 75% off. And you can get yours now if you are a digital gamer. So get those now. They're really cheap. Might as well. It's Black Friday. Get them for the kids. Do what you got to do.
Do you have to be so breathless when you say gamer?
Game her. I like the game hers. Game hers. So also in 2 weeks, in 2 very short weeks, the most hype game of the last 7 years, about 7.5 years now, is coming out. December 10th, Cyberpunk 2077 hits stores in just about a little under 2 weeks, and that is a game that has been hyped has been in production and has been hyped for the last 7.5 years. Finally comes out. It got pushed back 4 different times or 3 different times now. We're finally going to get it December 10th, hopefully. So a lot of buzz surrounding Cyberpunk 2077. All other games right now are kind of losing any hype in its wake. So there's a game coming out the week before that that's called Phoenix Rising, I think. It's a Zelda-esque game by Ubisoft that comes out a week before that. So that is something to look forward to. So that's the game that was supposed to be called Gods and Monsters, but was renamed because Gods and Monsters was trademarked.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's actually coming out That's coming out December 2nd. So that's next week, Tuesday, I think. Tuesday or Wednesday. So you can look out for that as well.
You forgot something.
What did I forget?
Something that just came out this past Friday
Which was
for the Switch. Was
this
Age of
the Zelda the Zelda game,
yeah.
right? What is it called?
The Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, Zelda Dynasty Warriors. It's getting Hyrule Warriors. Something Calamity.
Hyrule Warrior? Wasn't that out for a while?
Yeah, that's the original. This is the sequel.
Oh, there's a sequel.
Yeah, Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity.
Oh,
Yeah, Age of Calamity. Not getting good reviews right now. Not getting good reviews at all. The best review I've seen has been about a 6. I mean, as far as score goes,
it's a mashup game. Once you do it once, like, how does the sequel even? What did they expect for it to do better than the first one, or?
well, it actually looks like Breath of the Wild. That's why, and it's supposed to be a more in-depth game. It's currently available. It does. I mean, I was interested in it until I saw the reviews on it, so now I'm a little less interested.
It's okay.
Because you're a sheep.
No, it's just that I've got a lot of games on my plate, and if people aren't liking it, I mean, from just professional reviewers and from a player standpoint, I like to read what players think about it. I don't have time.
Play more than 5 minutes of each video game, anyways. Just throw that one in line.
Yeah, I'll put that one in line when it's like $20 on the Switch store or something. So I ain't got time for all that crap. But anyway, that's the gaming news for this week. We'll have more next week as well. Carl in the chat wanted me to make sure to remind everybody here that that Maxwell Caulfield turned 61 yesterday.
I thought he died.
For those of you that don't know who Maxwell Caulfield is, he's
Rex Manning.
He is Rex Manning. He is he is the reason why I love Grease. Grease 2 to be exact. Maxwell Caulfield is
you definitely love Grease.
Grease 2.
Max Caulfield is the John Travolta of Grease 2.
He is the John Travolta of Grease 2.
Poor bastard.
Let's put it this way. This is how much I hate the first Grease. I don't even remember John Travolta's name in the first Grease.
It's Johnny Travolta.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't change his name. He was still John Travolta back then.
I know it's
Sandy. It was Travis Bickle.
I know it was Sandy was Olivia Newton-John. I just can't remember the name of John Travolta's character.
It was Travis Bickle.
It was not Travis Bickle. Shut up. Again. What the heck is his name?
His name was Morgan Freeman.
I'm trying to think because she says it out. It's not close. I would have agreed with you. What the hell is his name? Because I'm thinking she goes, oh no, I got it. I just came to my mind. Danny Zuko. Danny Zuko.
Prince Zuko.
Yeah, Danny Zuko. That was it.
I must find Avatar.
Thank God, Danny Zuko. I almost forgot.
How come his father didn't want him, y'all? That was sad.
All right. Well, listen. Carl said it's Danny, which is great. And you know who else said it was Danny? NERDWatch. So I'm guessing that guy on the end of the NERDWatch Facebook page is none other than Aron. So thank you, Aron.
I like how you don't know who's running the show anymore.
It's Aron, because if you're not writing it, I know it's Aron. Yes, Danny Zuko, the worst Grease. Don't watch Grease 1. Just watch Grease 2 and you'll be fine. Anyway,
watch the Grease you didn't even know existed until Greg talked about it.
No, that's baloney. Everybody knows it's existed.
Nobody knew about it.
Do they? My mom didn't know those Grease 2.
Shut up. You guys
is that the name of the movie? Grease 2, that's baloney.
Grease 2, that's baloney. Anyway, before we get out of here, it is time to check in, find out what is.
They should remake Grease with an all-Asian cast.
Find out what's new in
Asians.
I didn't watch it. I don't know.
On Blu-ray and DVD this week. So let's find out, shall we? Coming out on Blu-ray and DVD and 4K this week.
Oh, I'm not doing this anymore? Rad.
Oh,
didn't they?
Oh, that's right. You're here. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, I've only been talking on the show this whole time, but okay, whatever.
I'm sorry. No, go ahead. You go ahead. I'll leave it up there for you.
What? They did a Beastmaster re-release last week or 2 weeks ago. I feel like I saw that on the list already.
This is a 4K release, though.
It's actually just coming out today. That's Vinegar Syndrome, which I would say if you're gonna pick it up, wait Black Friday, because Vinegar Syndrome on their website is gonna be doing Black Friday deals, and apparently that is gonna be included. It's like a $40 Blu-ray, but I think it might get knocked down some. How much I don't know. But that one, Don Coscarelli himself had a lot of input on, so it's definitely like the best possible print that they could put out.
Yes.
There's a whole. I mean, that's newly commissioned artwork too. I for some reason I thought that was retro artwork that they pulled out from somewhere back in the '80s, but no, that's newly commissioned art and everything. So it's. I have a hard time saying that's a movie that deserves this attention, but you got it either way. So.
Okay, what else is coming out?
Am I just going to use what you're putting up here, Greg? Is that what we're doing?
No, well, I'm just putting up what there is here. Then you can give out what's not here. So I'm just going to keep moving up.
So you can see The Irishman. Criterion's putting that one out. So if you already watched it on Netflix and you feel like you need it in physical media, then Criterion's putting that out. Mad Max. That's probably the 8th damn edition of it that's come out so far.
It is. Also, coming out that I want to recommend before you finished, Gannon. There's a great movie on here called The Lost Weekend, starring Ray Milland and Jane Wyman. I am a huge fan of The Lost Weekend. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's available I think through Kino Lorber. It is worth every single penny. This movie will captivate you. It'll horrify you. It is one of the most amazing movies I've ever seen. It's directed by Billy Wilder. You must watch it. It is fantastic. I don't even want to tell you what it's about. I love The Lost Weekend.
Any big robos?
Just one at the very end.
I'm gonna love with you, Greg. The Lost Weekend 2 is better.
You bastards. All right, what else on this list that you see want to talk about?
The Train to Busan sequel, Peninsula. I haven't actually seen that one yet, but it took me almost 5 years to catch up with the first one in general, so I guess I'll have to wait 5 more years till I watch the sequel. It definitely, from the trailer, looks more like Aliens to Alien, where it looks like it's more action-driven than the first movie. Well, I guess there's action in the first one, too, but it seems like it's really more about the action and big set pieces in that one, I think. Just from looking at the trailers. I'm not gonna even look at your list. I'm gonna go off of my list. I'm sure Aron
would. You're gonna go off your list really quick. I want you to know that the complete series of Monty Python is on Blu-ray, and if you're a fan of Monty Python, that is currently available as well. So make sure you check that out. Monty Python's Flying Circus complete series now available on Blu-ray. So if you want it, you can get it. Anyway, go ahead.
For some reason, I feel like Aron would cry if I didn't mention that Wonder Boys is getting put out on Blu-ray. I don't know why I have that feeling. Better Call Saul Season 5 is hitting Blu-ray. Deadly Games 4K, also Vinegar Syndrome release. I don't know if you guys know about this or not, but it has a different title called Dial Code Santa Claus. I have no idea what the hell that's about.
Nice.
5th Century, Kino Lorber is putting that one out. Ava, which came out during the pandemic. I think it was supposed to be theatrical. I think it eventually sort of got theatrical and then mostly digital. That came out. I just saw that at Walmart today. Iron Mask, I guess it's a sequel, although I don't even think I even noticed the first one with Schwarzenegger and Jackie Chan. That just came out today. Cinema Paradiso, I'm sure you're going to want to hear about that one, Greg. That's an Arrow release that just came out today.
One. Oh, yeah.
Other than that, there's not... Oh, there's a Blockbuster... the last Blockbuster documentary is getting released on Blu-ray today, too. So if you wanted to watch all about that just came out.
Fantastic. Well, thanks a lot, Gannon. I will say there's two other things.
Wait for it to air on Netflix.
There are two other things that I wanted to talk about that are missing. Number one, because one of the things I'm going to talk about is digital, but number two, the other thing is a Blu-ray that comes out on the 26th. I have no idea what this is about, but there's a Blu-ray called Fortnite: The Sacrifice. I'm not sure what that is. I don't know if any of you gamers know exactly what that is, but there's a film. I guess it's animated. I'm assuming it's an animated film about Fortnite. It's called Fortnite: The Sacrifice on Blu-ray.
According to this, Greg, I'm looking it up right now. It's actually a porn about Fortnite. Way to go!
No, it's not. You're such a liar.
It says it right here, X-rated film.
That's not what it says.
Fortnite: The Sacrifice, rated X.
I don't think so. Anyway, Fortnite is coming out, but also coming out today digitally. Mel Gibson's brand new movie Fat Man is currently out digitally, so you can check it out. I am very excited about it. It's getting good reviews.
Yeah, don't watch it if you're a lib. You might get triggered.
Yeah, you might get triggered. Yeah, so don't watch it, Alika. All right, you might get triggered. Also, there is a. Why are you getting mad at me? I know he did. See. Jeez, Louise.
No, I'm going to be laughing while I do it, so I'm going to be snarky conservative. And
oh wait, Greg, I totally forgot. Sonic the Hedgehog Collector's Edition came out today.
That's a porno.
Really.
That's and it's like the Snyder cut version of Sonic the Hedgehog, where it's the god awful looking version of him through the whole movie.
the one.
Oh, that's sweet.
The one
that's
with
sweet.
annoying orange
all the teeth.
And
I'm totally lying. I just want that to be real.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. So yeah, if you want to check out the Christmas movie,
Black Friday. I don't know if this was announced or not. Vinegar Syndrome was putting out Fates of Black. I don't know if you know that movie or not, Greg. I'm assuming you might. Greg.
Yes, I do.
Hello?
I know exactly what you're talking. I'm here. Can you not hear me?
No, for some reason, you're like the only guy in this whole thing on my end that lags constantly. So I don't know if you're just staring into nothing for no good reason, or if you're talking and I'm not hearing it.
You're the only one on my end that lags constantly too.
Oh, really?
Vinegar
Oh man,
Syndrome
it's
been
weird.
around a while. Like this is the first I'm hearing of them.
Vinegar Syndrome has been around for a bit. Vinegar Syndrome is one of those companies that take very highly, I guess you could say, obscure movies most of the time, and turn
like
them,
B and lower. You'll never see them put out an A-list movie.
Right. So they
okay.
take these movies and they really turn them into really cool special editions. Arrow does the same thing. Arrow Video does the same thing.
Arrow's stepping their game up though.
About the Shout Factory and Arrow and all that. And this is the first time I've actually heard you guys reference a Vinegar Syndrome. So
if you Google. Yeah, if you Google Vinegar Syndrome, they have a wide selection.
I'm not leaving the show again to Google something else.
No, don't. Not to me. Shut up. Not to me.
Kyle, you do it.
Anyway,
where's Todd?
Aron said Kevin Costner's Let Him Go is available today on digital for rental.
Okay, but we're talking about physical media, not some Kevin Costner movie only he's watching.
Hey, he says it's highly recommended. Give him a break. He's not on the show. Give him a break.
Yeah,
all right.
Since Greg let him go.
Yeah, it's great. Go, it's very cool. Anyway, anything else I'm missing there, Gannon, before we call in the night?
Nothing that I'm terribly excited to talk about.
Fantastic. Well, good. Let's get the frick out of here then. Listen.
I will say next week's physical media has got a lot of choice stuff, though. I will say that.
I was gonna say I didn't want to give away the store on that.
I don't want to either, but I just need to mention it because this one's kind of cool.
All right, go ahead. What are you gonna do? Which one is it?
The movie, the live action movie, Robin Williams. I didn't even realize that movie's 40 years old, but it has to be by now. It just didn't occur to me.
Say that one more time because you froze up on our end. What was that movie?
Popeye, the 40th anniversary.
I'm in for that. I am totally in for that. All right, I'm totally into that. That sounds awesome. Robert Altman's very strange departure from his normal, fairly normal Best Picture fare, as it were. So
would that count as a comic book film? I think it does, doesn't it?
That does.
To a certain extent.
No, because it's based on a comic strip.
Cartoon first or comic first?
It was a comic strip. It was a comic strip.
It was a strip.
Oh,
well,
that's a fuzzy area to work in. Then I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. But anyway, I can't wait to hear all of those next week. Gannon,
there's tons of great stuff next week.
I'm so excited. Anyway, listen, people. I know that Thanksgiving is going to be very different this year, but of course, the NERDWatch wants to wish you and yours a very happy Thanksgiving. Have a very safe Thanksgiving as well.
I want to announce it now. I'm going to be dropping my OnlyFans account on Thanksgiving Day. So if you guys want to check that out, just hit me up on Facebook. I'll send you my link.
All right, sounds good. I'll make sure to put that on the NERDWatch Facebook page.
No. If you guys want to see my OnlyFans content, just DM me and I'll send you the link.
Oh, you'll send me the link.
But the first 50 subscribers will be free. Everybody after that has to pay.
Has to pay. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, listen, boy, you're giving out Christmas gifts early, Gannon. Thank you so much.
Boy, am I, sir. Boy, am I.
So very happy Thanksgiving to you and your families. Please be safe. Take care of one another. Listen, make sure that I know, like I said, it's going to be very different, but you guys enjoy Thanksgiving the way you want to enjoy it. But in my house, that's right, Alika, you're going to get triggered. There's no masks at Thanksgiving at my house.
Whoa.
So there you go.
You don't have any friends.
Such an ass. Anyway, we're out of time.
You call him an ass, but we all know it's true.
You're such dicks. Anyway, we're out of time. Have a wonderful week, guys. Carl says the last thing he says, thanks, nerds. Well, we thank you, Carl. Thank you so much for being such a fan of ours. We certainly do appreciate it. We love you guys very much. Of course, make sure you check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/NERDWatch.
Now let's start spoiling things. So
yes, on NERDWatch. You can watch us on YouTube on at NERDWatch Nation. And we now, please tell everybody and your friends and go ahead and subscribe to our official NERDWatch Twitch page. It's NERDWatch 808. That's NERDWatch 808. Make sure you check it out on Twitch and follow and like that page and tell your friends about it. That'd be great. DJ says happy Thanksgiving, nerds, as well. Yeah, subscribe, follow.
Hit that bell icon.
Hit that bell icon. Smash that like button, as they say. And
smash it up.
And have a great Thanksgiving weekend with your families. Okay. We are out of time. So I don't know where the guy went, but for Todd, for Kai, for Maui Comics Alika, for the one and only Gannon and Phormat, I am G Money. Peace out. Much love, and most assuredly, always stay nerdy. And we'll see you right back here next week on the Nerd Watch. Aloha.